Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back. We now return on this very wonderful Sunday, as always. Why don't my fellow kindred go ahead and introduce themselves?
As always, my name is Bradley Huey, also known as Shen, and I will be playing Grayson Holland, the Tremere. Let's make some magic happen.
Welcome back, everyone. You all know who I am. You don't need to know anyways if you don't. I play Acer Zorin, also known as Ace the Thin Blood. Can't wait to see what I can destroy later.
Hi, everybody. I am Morgan Caldwell, and I play Crescent. I almost forgot my own name.
And as always, I am your giving but benevolent and fair storyteller, Peter Needham. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and do a small recap of the story so far. Previously, our coterie went through a rather emotional time. After being extorted by Genghis, the coterie found themselves returning home to a very angry and almost inconsolable Crescent as she took her frustrations out on Grayson's parking garage. Pieces of metals fly, a car was destroyed, and possibly several others were collateral damage, so to speak. But while this tantrum, so to speak, went about, fueled by a blood-red beast, Acer decided to make good on his bargain with his inner demons and feed till he was full. Though the slight detour seemed to procure more questions and mysteries than anything else, as he wound up following what appeared to be a suspicious pair of people to a large shipping yard, where after some very quick and risky action and getting a bit physical with a very overweight security guard, he was able to stranglehold his way past the gate. However, it seems that even the simplest of tasks can enrage our fellow kindred, as the simple act of trying to climb the shipping containers to get a vantage point and unable to do so is something strange to Acer that's never happened before. He found himself angered, but beyond a normal level of anger. He was enraged like a feral animal, clawing and tearing at the metal, refusing to give up, and once he was at the top, he could no longer think clearly. All that was before him was prey and to feed the savagery. It was not long, abandoning all hopes to protect the Masquerade, he luckily consumed one of his haze pills, clouding him in a mysterious supernatural fog that shielded him from sight. Practically running on all fours, he dashed through the shipping containers and managed to find his quarry, a man that had two other individuals surrounding a defensive woman. She seemed terrified, and these men seemed dangerous. With blinding speed, he managed to tackle one of them to the ground and drag him behind a corner, and like a scene from a horror movie, one by one, he dispatched them, feeding till he was full, accidentally killing another, and saving the mortal. It did come with a few stains to his soul, but luckily, the situation called for it, and his humanity was preserved. Fast forwarding, though, after Acer had bedded down and relaxed until his coterie would return from their evening on the road with the delegations. In a very messy conversation with Crescent, which resulted in Grayson taking some unfortunate woundings to the leg and ruining another pair of very fine trousers. For shame. It seems Grayson's doomed for all of his outfits to become dirty. It was only then that Crescent retreated to this private security sector of the Second Chance Rehabilitation Clinic, where one staked crook still lay indisposed. Feeding upon him and his weakened potency, she was able to stave off her thirst a little bit. But together, after she was done feeding, Grayson and Crescent found it was best to not take any chances with the old crone and dispatch him permanently. Grayson handed Crescent a fire axe, which she used to behead the poor kindred and reduce him to ash. Whether or not this will have lasting consequences for the future is unknown, But for now, whatever potential problems Crook may have, has probably been effectively subdued. At least we could hope. Blood was fed, delegations rested and fed as well, and the deal had been honored, and everyone seemed to turn in for the night without any problems or suspicion, and it was a good night. It wasn't until the dawn came, and it was discovered by one Acer after some very risky experimentation that could have had unforeseen side effects. Attempted to try and cure his vampirism again, something he swore he would not do until he was ready to do so. This time he felt like it was time to take the risk. He injected himself with a concoction of strange chemicals and a mixture of vitae, old and new. The effect seemed to have nothing apparent happen. He could not eat food, could not drink water. But the UV light in his lab did not seem to burn him. Seeing no hope for a future and preparing himself for an eternity of darkness, he instead chose to sit upon the rooftop and embrace the dawn. As painful as it slowly as it would be, he feels it would be best versus struggling with an eternity, being a monster. He prepared his suicide notes, crimson tears falling down his face onto his cell phone device. And he looked up into the sun before he pressed send and realized with an epiphany the sun was beautiful. The dawn was gorgeous, and it no longer hurt him. The dawn no longer would burn Acer, and he could walk freely in the sunlight again. Whatever he had done to himself had imbued him with some type of resistance to daylight, a mortal enemy to all kindred. Revitalized, he deleted his suicide note. He charged back downstairs, hopeful for the future for the first time in many moons. But that is not where things took an interesting turn. For not all stories continue on in the night. Sometimes things happen during the day that our kindred are not always prepared for. It was at this point that a mortal man by the name of Rudy, Grayson's lead security officer, did what every mortal does during the day. They wake up, they put on their pants, they eat their breakfast, they tie their shoes, they gather their belongings, and they head off to daily grind at their jobs, working another day to sustain themselves for another week. The day went on as normal. He made his rounds, saying hi, bringing coffee to his other companions and teammates to help keep Grayson's facility safe and secure from the outside and inside alike. But on this particular day, on a very well-established security system that Grayson and Acer had invested in, he noticed a stranger trying to hop the fence, try and maneuver his way to the rebar iron bars and sneak into the facility. Rudy, acting quickly, sounded the alarm and went directly to the intruder, who, without a sharp sense of his surroundings due to his checkered past, would have been clubbed in the head by a metal pipe. But because of his sharp senses, he was able to turn the tide on his assailant, on this intruder, and hold him at gunpoint. The intruder did try to flee with a well-placed shot. One bullet crippled the man, sending him to the ground. While they decided to deal with this intruder, the strangeness continued, as even though Rudy gave the order not to let anybody in through the checkpoint as they were on lockdown, a van somehow made it past the front gate. Unmarked, white, no windows, except for the front windows, of course. Two men in white jumpsuits jumped out, claiming to be cleaning crew. And despite Rudy's best effort to convince them that we are in lockdown and no one's to come in or out, they somehow managed to convince the security guard mysteriously that this has already been signed off for, and it's just best to let them do their job. They retrieved a large white bag of something from a room that supposedly Grayson had ordered to be cleaned, and were on their way. It wasn't until that Rudy had handed over the intruder that had been injured and the security tapes for the police officer that was called, did Rudy notice something strange. There was a chunk of his memory that was missing. And looking back, he sees a recording where he's having a conversation with these two strange individuals in white jumpsuits. He doesn't remember this conversation. They walk past him, and he just seems to nod and let them go. And they retrieve a large white bag that requires both of them to carry out of the facility. He had no recollection of this. And he just let them go. But which would go against everything his instincts would tell him to do. Fearing for the worst, he quickly backtracked to where these individuals went and found, to his horror, the room that was sealed off by Grayson. Had no one in it, but was torn to shreds. The desk inside shattered into pieces, and blood, stained, dried blood, lay smeared and splattered all over the walls, torn mattresses, and every visible surface in that room. Something happened. Something terrible had happened. And Rudy held on to that information long throughout the day, keeping that door closed from anyone else finding out. And that's where we return to A Vampire Story, where Rudy's life continues into the evening, and the dawn begins to set to the evening as our wonderful family begin to stir. And as always, I need a round of rouse checks from everyone to see if you stave off your nightly hunger.
I do, in fact.
Oh, come on. I just got fooled.
Any failures?
Succeeded.
Acer, I'm assuming that by that outburst you have failed.
That is correct, sir.
You slept soundly the night before, finally full, your mind quiet and your beast slumbering. But as you awaken, you just hear the soft scratching of nails on metal. You didn't think that little meal would keep me quiet forever, did you? Good morning, my friend.
It's good night, and I still got an hour.
Oh, funny. That as you all begin to stir, we'll go ahead and do a bit of homework. Grayson, actually, we'll start with Acer. Acer, since you are able to wake an hour beforehand anybody else, so to speak, are there any preparations you'd like to do at this early evening?
Actually, yes, but I'm going to need Grayson. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get up, give myself a quick shower, and then walk around and see if I can't find any form of magnets.
Magnets. Go ahead and make a wits plus awareness.
4 success.
4 successes. It's not a hard task to find magnets. Looking about, you're able to find fridge magnets in the break room, magnets here on chalkboards and cork boards. You kind of replace them with little thumbtacks, make sure the papers don't get shelved and lost. Before long, you maybe have a handful of 5 or 6 small magnets with plastic pieces and doodles on them.
Dope. Then I'm going to go back to my room. I'm going to put them in like a little petri dish, look at the meds that I didn't return to Medico and be like, oh, shit, I should probably give those back. And I'm going to grab those and go return them to Medico.
Simple enough. You make your way through the hallways as many of the individuals that are still up for treatment begin to bed down for the evening. As you walk by, you can't help but notice Rudy pass you as he seems pale, wide-eyed, and shaking ever so slightly. And as he passes by you, you always used to waving him, and he greets you warmly. But he can't keep his head low, just rushes past you.
Hey, Rudy, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, man. I'm good. Have you seen Grayson? Is he awake yet?
No, he doesn't come till an hour, right? What's gotten into you?
Business for Grayson. Kind of important. Top tier stuff. You know, just me and boss type talk. You understand, right?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Just let him know that if you see him, I'm looking for him. It's kind of urgent. I gotta talk to him.
Yeah, I'll send him your way. Oh, hey, thanks for the extra stuff to upgrade the equipment. I'm going to be doing that later.
You're good. Cool. I gotta go. And with that, he rushes off. Well, not running, but at a very fast-paced walk.
Huh. I'm just going to walk towards Medical.
It doesn't take you much effort before you end up walking into the medical ward as you see Medico sitting on her desk chair, spinning around ever so slightly with a bit of leaning to her hair kind of falling behind her in long curls as she seems to be reading some kind of manga.
I'm actually going to like tilt my head a little bit and try and read the spine to see what kind of manga it is.
It is in Japanese, but you do translate it as I married a mermaid.
Huh. Didn't take you for the mermaid type.
Just kind of looks up to you and see the body hand. I didn't take you for the backdoor druggie type.
Fair. By the way, as I hold up the bottle, thanks for this.
She just kind of skips over and just plucks it from your hand. Thank you. She spins around on her heel and shoves it back in her cabinet.
I'm just gonna look at the book. Is it a good read?
It's actually pretty hilarious. It's got a little romance, a little bit of character. The art's really hilarious.
Maybe I'll check it out. I've been kind of getting bored of the whole shoujo thing. It kind of keeps being the same thing over and over.
Let me just put this scene in front of you. Monkey Boy flies in with a rich whale with an air helmet over his head in a submarine on land.
And you sold me. I have no fucking clue what that is, but I want to know.
Exactly.
All right. I just take out my phone and kind of add it to like a list of 500 other mangas I'm going to read.
That list is getting long. You're not sure you're going to get to it, but you have till the end of time.
I'm really going to have to need... Well, you know what? I'm going to need to read all these after I'm done with my experimentation anyways.
Medico kind of leans back a little bit. So, how you doing today? You seemed a lot better than you were yesterday.
Considering the fact that I contemplated suicide, yeah, I'm doing pretty damn good.
She kind of looks at you with a bit of raised eyebrow.
Moment of weakness. I'm fine now, I promise.
You sure? Because I'm not sure. I know a guy that can probably be a good counselor, but I'm not sure how effective a counselor is for someone who goes,
Yeah, trust me, I'm good. Last night kind of came as a surprise, but hey, good things happen in the darkest of times, right?
I mean, you could definitely say that. Though then again, sometimes just hanging out in the darkest of times is fun because nobody can see you, and then you get to jump on them and just shake them in the neck,
I mean, yeah, but gotta admit, seeing the sun set and rise is kind of a really beautiful thing. I kind of miss it.
She tilts her. Wait. You said see the sun rise? I thought you were,
I am. It hurts like hell, but I can resist it just a little bit because I'm not full.
Go ahead and make a charisma plus deception. Or in this case, subterfuge. My apologies. D&D in my brain.
Charisma, subterfuge, 0!
Medico kind of looks at you with one hand under her chin, leans into you really close and squints. You realize you flare your nose in a really weird way that makes your ears wiggle when you lie, right?
Fuck me. First it's the smile, then it's the nose. I just cannot get this lying thing
So,
right.
Wait a minute. You said you saw the sunrise. Does that mean you can walk around during the day?
Yes, but don't tell anyone.
Holy shit! That's so cool! How'd you do it?
Well, I've been experimenting a little bit. Actual experimentation, blood work, laboratories.
So why you needed all those drugs?
Because I was on a slight bit of a breakthrough. I thought I found a way to cure vampirism through science. No, but found an interesting side effect. I can walk in the daylight now.
Well, you know what this means, right?
Yeah, it means I'm most human in the day.
No, fuck that. Me, get drinks at the end of my shift. And she slaps you really hard on the shoulder as she walks by you.
As she just kind of walks by, I'm just kind of sitting there contemplating what the hell just happened. I'm just kind of like, oh dear. I have a feeling she's going to burn a hole through the rest of my savings. And I'm just going to walk on.
You begin walking on and off. Any other preparations you wish to do for your hour?
At this point, get my clothes together. oil up my sword. That's about it.
Done and done. At this point, Grayson, Crescent, you both begin to arise. Grayson, you are immediately awoken after a few moments. You sit up, the vitae rushing through your limbs once again, as the previous night had begun to cease. You are still at 3 aggravated damage. Would you like to attempt to heal one of those?
I would.
Go ahead and make 3 more rouse checks.
Okay. Right. Okay, so 2 successes out of the 3.
Okay. You feel more of those wounds begin to knit shut and bind, the holes finally closing on your body as you heal the point of aggravated damage. As you awaken, you just hear that cracking of stone on the dictator's pedestal. Oh, Grayson, you have to be more careful, my friend. You should have never been in that situation to begin with. Put the strong ones in front to take the blows while you work your magic.
That is a fair point. I'll take that under advisement. Heavy advisement.
Good. Just remember, the tip of the pyramid is only as strong as its foundation.
Indeed. I'm sure you can feel it too, but our foundation has grown a little bit stronger.
And you begin to push that soft dictator's-like chuckle to the back of your mind and take a breath. And as you kind of overlook yourself in your normal evening routine, large gashings in your chest as well as a bullet hole in your shoulder are now but very large and noticeable bruisings and fresh wounds, but no longer open, gaping holes into your body. Starting to pass off a bit more as heavily injured towards the mortal eye, but much better in the long run. At this time, however, as you are getting ready, you hear come from your jacket.
All right, I guess I'm going to take my phone out and sort of change what I can while holding the phone up to my ear. Yes, is Grayson speaking?
It's not your phone ringing.
What? I checked it. I look over at my guest. Is she still there?
She is. Both Crescent is starting to begin to stir at this time, and so is Sierra, but the vibration is coming from your pocket, specifically where you keep your burner phones.
I reach down and I grab the burner phone and I look at the number.
You recognize the number as the prince's sheriff, the one who had given you the burner phones to begin with.
I immediately press docket. Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Holland. I assure that you're waking well.
I am, thank you very much.
I do apologize for wasting one of your burner phones. I'm sure you have plenty more on reserve just in case you need them, but I just want to make thoroughly sure that the delegations are in your possession.
I do have a delegate with me just right now. She is should be waking up soon, and we will be making preparations and getting ready.
Good. Do not forget, you are to take them to the Succubus Club at 9 o'clock on the dot. We don't want you to be late, and we want to make sure we don't keep Prince Dragos waiting.
Absolutely not.
Good. Any trouble along the way?
A few things, but for the time being, I do have the delegates. They are happy and fed.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. The prince will be good to hear that you've been making good on your promises, and I'm sure he'll take note of this. Do not forget, the prince has called an Elysium tonight at the Succubus Club. Dress well, present yourself as your best, and for the God's sakes, no powers or disciplines. We don't need to stir any rabble while at the Elysium. It is a time of peace and conversation, and I wish to keep any trouble at bay.
As do I. I will be on my best behavior and relay as much to my coterie.
Good. I hope to see you soon. Use your time wisely.
Thank you. And you as well.
And he hangs up. In the moment you hit end,
hold the phone away from me as it does this.
It smokes up a little bit. Your last burner phone is gone.
I'm going to go to my desk and there probably is a basket underneath that I will dispose of it in there.
Goes to the trash can, rattling without any further ado, as Crescent, you and Sarah both begin to arise.
And I'm going to begin to change my clothes into something a little bit more fancy.
And as he does this, Crescent, you do awaken. What do you wish to do? As you do see Grayson have this brief conversation before breaking the last burner phone in his possession.
Everything okay?
Yes, it was the sheriff calling to make sure everything was all right.
All right. What time are we meeting them?
We will be at Elysium at the Succubus Club at 9:00 promptly.
All right. I should probably go get ready. You guys
Quickly as
okay?
you can.
Yeah.
I should be fine. Just make sure that you get ready quickly. I want to make sure there's ample time for us to get there and be ahead of time.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
Sarah,
I will go to my chapel room.
easy enough. Sarah does awaken as she kind of looks around. She stretches, arching her back, very flexible, showing off her natural flexibility as she kind of looks around the room. Sees you're starting to get trained. She's like, oh, excuse me. I will step out of this.
Apologies. Did you sleep well?
I slept like the dead.
Excellent.
Good. I will leave you be. I understand where I have a schedule to keep. She kind of leans over and she does see the electric clock that sits on your desk stand, as it is roughly about 7 o'clock at night. So you have guys about 2 hours or so. And she goes, oh, well, looks like we have a small bit of time. We don't seem to be too far away from this club, as I do know the city rudimentally. I'm going to go look for my brother.
Absolutely.
Lord
You remember the
knows,
room?
I do.
Good.
Well, how could I forget the sounds that came out of there before the evening was over? I suspect he's going to need some time to clean up.
Understandable.
Good. Excuse me, Crescent, excuse me. As she gently puts a hand on your shoulder very gently, she just weaves her way past you, heading to the secret passageways.
Just out of habit, I'm just going to check the shoulder.
You're clean? You're fine? Anything specific that any of you would like to prepare yourself with today? As I will remember you, it is Elysium, part of which include no disciplines and no weapons. So, you may choose how to prepare yourself for the day as you see fit, with those in mind.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take my 2 blood pills, shove them in my coat pocket, take my sword, put it on, and just wait for everyone. See how the cameras are doing, make sure there's no glitches.
Fair enough. But as you do, you find that the door is locked.
That's weird. Gonna knock on the door.
No answer.
Okay, I guess I'll come back later. Where did I put that spare key again? I'm just gonna walk off. I'll just walk around just aimlessly until everyone's ready.
All right. And Crescent and Grayson, how would you like to prepare yourselves for the evening of your attire?
For this one, I'm going to be a little bit more fancy, as I am not quite sure. I've never been to an Elysium/club before, but if it is this type of event, I'm going to make myself look as presentable as possible. I'll have a decent suit. I'll have, of course, the vest underneath will be a very dazzling red. Nice tie to go with it. I'll make sure that I go into my desk and grab my little bit more ornate pair of glasses. Well, not ornate, but very clean and sleek looking pair of glasses.
A little bit more higher price.
Indeed.
You dress yourself up, make sure your tie is tight, double Windsor as always, a classic, brush up the lint off your shoulders, and make sure your glasses have a nice brisk blackish shine. As you kind of look yourself over, questioning your appearance, as this would be your first Elysium, go ahead and make a intelligence plus etiquette. But see if you remember anything from your sire.
I would certainly hope I do. Intelligence and... Okay, well, it'll just be intelligence this time, I suppose. That is 2 successes.
Good enough. Your sire was very forthcoming from a lot of information. Only kindred would be so lucky to get such a direct and easy access to kindred lifestyle. Most aren't so lucky. You've never been to Elysium, but based on the stories your sire would tell you, it is where all kindred gather at a time of neutrality, and it does not matter your clan or faction. Camarilla, Anarch, doesn't matter. It is a neutral space for kindred to meet and socialize, gather information, and explore the waters, so to speak. You understand that it is expected to match the surroundings. The Succubus Club is definitely a well-known, more higher society and more wealthy and well-off club. So you feel that your attire definitely presents a statement, but it's not too ostentatious.
Good. I like to make sure that I look good, but definitely don't stand out.
Fair enough. Do you wish to try and carry any weaponry or defenses on you?
I will take my gloves, but I may take them off and leave them in the car. But I will put them in my pocket for now.
For now, you stow them in your pocket. Out of sight, out of mind.
Let's see. I still have the letter from the prince, I imagine.
You do. You still have the keys and registration to the van as well.
I will take those as well.
Good. Anything else?
Can I open my window and see if any of my letters are returned?
You open your window and you do actually see there is a letter on the windowsill.
Good. I'll take that letter and as I grab it, I'll close the blinds and close my window and blinds, make sure they are secure once again. I'll go to my desk, look at the letter, and see who it is. You
scratch it open. The seal on the back is instantly recognizable as the clan symbol of the Tremere, and you fold the letter open, and it is indeed your sire's handwriting, though he does not address himself. You see, my dearest child, I received your letter, and I do get the sense you've been causing quite a stir within the city of Seattle. I understand this task may feel daunting and above your head, but I rest assured knowing that you are more than capable of handling this with your coterie. Though I understand your need to speak, I will see you this evening. You can go ahead and find me at the Succubus Club once you arrive. That would be a more open as well as appropriate space for have a discussion between clanmates and sire that wouldn't draw too much unnecessary attention during these stressful times. Take care of yourself. I hope to see you soon later tonight. Your sire, and as always, your friend.
In my head, I think to myself, it is at least somewhat comforting to at least know he is listening. Make sure I take that letter. I'm going to make sure it's shredded to bits.
Fragments of parchment.
And I'll put it in that same bin underneath my desk, definitely away from sight, to be disposed of properly at a later time.
Easy enough.
I believe that will be the end of my preparations. I'm going to check my phone again and see if anybody has left me any messages.
You actually turn on your phone finally and look at it, and you have 7 missed calls from Rudy.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. I'm going to pull it up and call him back.
On the first ring. Hey, Grayson, boss.
Rudy, is everything okay?
Well, we need to talk. I'm just going to come out and say it. We need to talk. But now a good time? Now? Can I talk to you now?
Yes, I have some time. Do you know where to meet me?
I'll see you at your office.
Thank you very much. We'll see you in a second. Okay, I hang up immediately.
Cool. You do hear him hang up as well. See, you do sense a certain unusual urgency in his voice.
I'm going to make my way to the office.
And as you do that, we'll go ahead and move on over to Crescent. How would you like to prepare for this evening?
Have I ever been to an Elysium before? I would assume maybe once. No?
Well,
Okay,
technically, all of you have been to one, as when you presented your evidence of son to now the Prince Throgos at the time at the upscale penthouse above his apartment. That would be considered technically an Elysium, but a formal one with you and your sire, no.
Would I know what's expected?
You did pay attention to your sire as much as possible, though a lot of the eloquence and feminine charm she tries to instill in you is still a work in progress. You weren't born this way, but she is trying to rectify that. You understand that Elysium is a neutral space for all kindred. Whether you are allied to a clan or not, whether you're allied to a faction or not, is irrelevant. Elysium, at least in the Camarilla's eyes, and even the Anarchs, has been openly declared as a neutral space where travel to and from and participating in it is guaranteed safely. At least within the Seattle city, as most cities have their own rule set, you understand that Seattle heavily states that there is no use of disciplines or powers to harm or influence those around you. Though you do understand by Eleanor's tone that it suggested don't get caught. Also understand that weapons are forbidden. If caught, could be subject to harsh public punishment, as that could be taken as a inciting of threats or potential danger. Eleanor always claims to make sure one dresses their best, prepares themselves to make an appearance for others to see, as well. Sombra tend to work from the shadows. The Elysium is one of the few times that is more than appropriate for the Sombra to showcase their strength and power and poise and presence within the Elysium. It is a time for others to see you and for them to understand that you are now a force to be reckoned with. How you interpret that is up to you.
All right, knowing that, I need to go find Medico.
You kind of look through your wardrobe, a bit flustered. You sigh as you begin peeking your head out and move out of secret passageways, kind of skulking around the corners here and there, a little bit shyly. And as you see Medico skipping her way out of the kitchen, what appears to be a long stick of candy kind of hanging out of her mouth.
Jeez, how much candy do you inhale?
Don't sneak up on me like that!
You are so strange.
And you're dead.
I need help.
You need help? You never asked me for help. Wait, actually, you asked me for help a lot.
I was about to say, this is how this whole foundation of friendship started.
You take advantage of me a lot, don't you? Actually, that reminds me. You know my car was wrecked? Last night? I went to drive home, and I couldn't because there was somebody's fender sticking out of my engine. Can't tell me what happened with that.
You know what? I think I'm gonna handle this.
The crescent. No.
Turning heel.
You feel put a hand on your shoulder.
No. Just rapid reflex away from that.
You zoom away, and she is stomping after you. Crescent, I know where you sleep at night and during the day.
I just need dress help right now. Can we discuss?
Wait a minute. Wait, we'll back it up. You said dress help, as in a makeover?
Yes, I know what I said.
Did I hear a makeover?
No, this isn't a makeover montage.
Are you going to an event? Do you have a date? Oh my God, Crescent dating? That's a terrifying thought.
No. I just need to dress properly and not like my usual self.
Well, I mean, if you want a full-blown makeover, Sensei Medico is on the stick. As she already cracks her knuckles and begins shoving you from the back towards the hidden passageways. Let's go, Crescent!
Okay, I'm regretting this. God damn it.
It's not before long that Medico has you shoved back into your room, grabs her phone, tosses it aside. She plays Spice Girls a little bit too loud as she goes full montage with this. She opens your secret compartment for all your clothes, and she begins throwing your stuff aside one after another. Goth, leather, goth, torn, old season, last season. Why do you wear all this black with this red hair? You know you can wear color.
Easier to hide certain things.
At this point, she's gone through maybe about 90% of your closet before like, wait. You see her way in the back corner of your closet, and you feel your metaphorical stomach drop as you realize there's only one thing she hasn't pulled out of that closet. And you see she pulls out your very long, elegant cathedral dress. Now that's a fucking dress!
Yeah, you know what? I'm regretting this.
Well, too late now, sister. You asked me for help, and you are wearing this.
I really don't think... this leather is great, right?
She puts her finger up to your lips. Shh. This is what I'm good at. You're good at hurting people. I'm good at making you fabulous. You slip on the gown as normal. And as Minako hears the garment placed over your body, she spins around before you can react or begin pulling up the corset strings, cinching you in.
Okay, a little warning next time. I mean, I know I don't breathe, but geez.
Exactly. So there's no point in giving you a warning. As with very impressively deft fingers, she flies through the corset arguably faster than Eleanor can.
You've been on the corset before.
How do you think I looked so good on stage back in Japan for all that time?
I don't know.
Between working out, don't drink water, and then wearing things that cinch in your waist to non-existent levels.
I thought you're supposed to drink water.
Actually, the thing about it is that if you drink water before the stage, you look a little bit bloated for the cameras. If you drink water during the show, you look thin and angular, and everyone loves to see you because all the punch goes away. But that's not something you have to worry about because you're dead. Bitch.
Great. So you're sure about this?
You said you're going to an event. You weren't specified about the event. Sounds pretty fancy. You're being secretive. Ergo?
It's more of kind of club-ish, but still proper.
I can fix that. As you see, she pulls out from the center or cleavage, she pulls out a small pocket knife. I'm going to fix that real quick. Do you trust me?
Who's scarier, me or you?
Do you trust me?
Yeah, but...
Then don't worry about it. Before you know, you hear the ripping of material. As the long flowing ball gown...
Eleanor's gonna kill me!
The long flowing ball gown that drapes all the way to the floor, you can feel Medico slicing and cutting and trimming through the fabric. You feel slight tugs as his razor sharp blade cuts through the material like a heated knife through butter. Before long, you are shocked at the layering that she's cut away. You have now this almost shredded mullet dress from the front outwards. The front raises up just high enough to allow for movement and dancing, but allows this long, elegant, bluish black train behind you that flows almost like waves, and a slightly higher thigh slip for mobility. She makes sure to snip the cords a bit tighter, work them together to really cinch everything in. And before you know it, this very old-fashioned ball gown that is an antique, and Eleanor will have a heart attack, has now become a modern, reimagined piece fit for a higher standing club scene.
All right, I'm going to ignore the fact that Eleanor is going to kill me for that because this is really impressive.
Hey,
Thank you.
You'd be surprised at the amount of fashion malfunctions we have to fix on the fly. And now you look hot. But please, for the love of God, tell me you have something other than boots to wear. This dress needs a proper pair of heels.
I think the boots are fine.
I absolutely refuse. You are not leaving this room in boots.
All right, I've seen plenty of mortal girls wear boots.
Not with a dress like this. You need heels. They make a statement. Do you have any heels, or do I have to spot you some? Because I think your shoes are about the same size as your feet.
I've got some wedges in the back, I guess.
Oh, no, not wedges. This ain't no high school prom. Hold on. She actually throws over her bag off her shoulder, and you actually see her unzip 3 or 4 pockets into her large sizable bag shaped like a giant Hello Kitty. And you see she pulls out 3 different pairs of very different proportion length high heels in 3 different colors. You do see she pulls out a 4th pair of actually really beautiful strappy blue like heeled sandals that seem to have very long, elegant straps that would come up pretty high on the leg. She goes, these are what you're wearing. As you see the heel comes about maybe about 6 inches.
Okay, I see like 20% shoe and the rest is just string.
You know what?
What do I do with that?
You wear it on your foot. Oh my God, do you even know how to girl?
I don't know if I should be offended by that.
If you were a proper girl, you should be. And also fairly concerned.
All right, I will try it. I just will need your help with this.
Don't worry, I got your back, girl. As she kind of sets you onto the bed with a bit of an extra push, a little playful, as she, before very quickly rips those boots off your feet and begins placing your feet into the bluish high-heeled sandals. They surprisingly fit very well. A little bit snug, but then again, you don't feel like they're going to be too uncomfortable. Before long, she has laced up these strappy, like leathery bands up around your leg, almost to underneath your knee. And before long, she helps you up onto your feet, and they look very good. A very dark, almost blackish blue, teal pair of shoes that have a slight shimmer to them with a 6-inch heel that you have to balance yourself a little bit at first, being a little bit unprepared for the sudden change, but they're surprisingly comfortable, and they match your dress.
Okay. Just temporary. Just for one night. So
You
I think
like
we can
it.
manage this.
Come on. I challenge you to not like it.
That's a very, very deep challenge.
I knew it.
It looks good. Thank you.
Now, do you have any jewelry or bling or anything?
Yeah, I've got some stuff. So,
She gives you a
but
side
I'm gonna walk over though and take one of the guns, but I am gonna leave it in the car. I'm just taking it for the way there, just because I trust nothing.
She see you pull out the gun like, oh, wait, hold on. I got something for that. And she actually she pulls in her bag a very small black purse with this like braided corded string as like a shoulder piece. Here, wait. He shakes it, she opens it, she begins dumping it all on your bed. You see chapstick, lip gloss, some old pieces of candy. It looks like a condom wrapper flops onto your bed as well. A few coins here, as well as a Hello Kitty money clip with about $10 in it. Kind of falls on the bed. She looks inside. She gives it one last shake as like a little small bag of marbles falls out as well. There you go.
How did you fit all of that in there? Dare I ask?
I've been at this for a while. You'd be surprised when I can fit
Magic,
small spaces.
right? Magic.
You could call it that.
Do you have a magic purse?
No, I just have a magic touch. But she hands you over the purse, and it's just big enough for you to be able to stash your pistol inside it. Is there anything else you wish to prepare with you?
I think that would be it. Just knowing the circumstances of Elysium, I don't want to wreck anything, so I think that would be everything. So I'm good to go.
As you head on out, Medico, it just kind of gives you one last look over. Don't forget to put on a little lipstick. You look like you're dead. Oh, wait, you are. Anyway, makeup, girl, that sells it.
There's a lot of other people like me there. It's fine.
Okay, just because everyone else to look dead doesn't mean you have to.
I mean, that's kind of the point, though.
Is it?
I mean, I don't know. I've never really been to one of these things. I've only heard about it.
That's the terrifying. I trust you without even knowing where you're going. But you look great regardless, so break a leg.
Thanks. Should be okay.
And if you need like a rapid escape plan, just like have Acer or Grayson text me Firecracker and I'll make a great distraction.
Okay, because I'm texting, I just have to ask, is this going to involve fire? Because that could get all of us in trouble.
She gets really quiet.
Okay, yeah.
By the way, you look great. Bye. Good luck. And she just leaves out the secret passage very quickly.
Did she leave all of her stuff on the bed?
She did. As soon as you actually question that, you hear, I've got my shit. And she actually grabs up all of her junk off your bed into her arms like a child in a candy store. Okay, bye.
Thanks. Oh, God. I'm just going to shake my head and then proceed out to see if I can find Grayson, Sierra, or Acer.
At this point, you don't quite see Sarah. However, it's not long before you actually do stumble upon both Grayson and Acer. You guys almost meet at a tri-meeting hallway. Grayson seemed to walk with some very serious purpose.
Hey, Grayson, Rudy was looking for you.
I'm going to see Rudy right now. Are you both ready?
And that's all you both see Crescent for the first time in a very gorgeous club-style mullet dress in high heels.
I stop mid-sentence as I
And a purse.
look to her.
Say anything and you're dead.
I am going to go talk to Rudy. If you do me a favor, please go and check on Sierra. Make sure she's all right. Please just accompany her for the time being. I don't want anything going wrong. We'll reconvene near my office.
Okay.
Acer, how you doing?
This entire time, he's just been staring at Crescent with a look of confusion, awe, and disbelief all at the same time.
I'm going to punch him in the shoulder.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, fine. Just
Acer, do you have anything a little bit nicer?
Preferably not something that brandishes a sword on your back.
That,
That might be a problem.
yes.
Well, and he just kind of looks between both of you and then looks at himself.
Oh my god, I'm gonna need to call Miracle again.
No. Okay. Ace, would you
Do
take
you have something?
Of course I do. Please go up to my office, and I think I may have some older suits that... Could you get him sorted out? Please go to my other office and see if something matching.
Do you want me to go for Sierra, or did you want me to help him? Because this might be a lost cause.
Okay.
Excuse me. Although you are correct, a discretion would be nice.
Okay, fine. Rerun.
Mm-hmm.
Crescent, please go and check on Sierra. Ace, please go to my office and find a coat, something like this, vest, something you can...
Do a vest.
Yes. Less leather, more button-up shirt we can tuck in, and a tie in my office.
That might work.
I always pre-tie my ties.
Well, that's good. Okay, I'll go rummage through your stuff then.
Just be careful what you poke around in there.
That means really poke around, okay?
That means do not poke around. Thank you very much, Crescent.
I'll see what I can find. Why are we getting dressed? It's a succubus club. It's probably a whorehouse.
It's also
Kind of.
Elysium.
It's an event.
Gesundheit.
Elysium.
It's an event that we need to look presentable for. There's going to be a lot of different of our kind there.
So it's a fancy party?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? Never mind. I'll just go check out your stuff.
Thank you. It'll be in the dresser, the nicer dresser. Just first few sections.
Do you know where Sierra went?
She went to go check on her brother, I believe.
Right, peanut butter guy. Dude, got it. Or,
Bit of discretion, please.
yeah.
Thank you.
Peanut butter.
Did he already pick out a lover when he got here?
Did you not?
I mean, you were talking about a whorehouse.
All right, fair. And he kind of just walks away towards Grayson's room.
Thank you.
I'm going towards peanut butter dairy.
And thank you. And with that, I'm going to turn and make my way to my office.
Easy enough. I'll say for the sake of this. Crescent, your situation is, to start off with, as you kind of make your way through the hallways. You see, actually not long as you make your way towards Peanut Butter Cherry's room, you see Sarah leaning against the wall, looking rather perturbed with her arms crossed, her foot tapping, as you hear her shout out, "Malenkov, hurry the hell up, you're going to make us all late. Are you mad at me? Why aren't you answering?"
I'll approach her. Sierra, everything okay?
She jumps a little bit, looking over to you. "Oh,
Sorry.
no, it's fine, sister. It's fine. Not your fault. No, nothing's okay, because Malenkov is refusing to talk to me like a spoiled brat, and the door is locked."
But just go in there.
The door is locked.
Like, kick the door open or something.
You may certainly go ahead and do so. Go ahead and make a strength plus brawl.
Strength and roll. Hell yeah.
Please don't break the door off the hinges.
Great. Now I got to replace cars and a door. Awesome.
I'm sure. 3 successes.
3 successes. More than enough. As you just lean back with your foot, see Neneko's nice heels. Kind of reposition yourself. And just kick it with the ball of your foot extremely hard. With enough force of the impact that your dress kind of flares back a little bit. The door right at where the actual handle as well as the latching meets the frame splinters inward as chunks of metal and wood kind of ricochet on the inside. The door begins to hang open as you have broken the door frame.
I'm just going to gesture to her, like, after you.
You know, I could have also done that, but this is not my home. So I'm glad you did it. As she steps in towards you and pushes the door like, "Malenkov?" She leans in. What the? I see Malenkov had his fill.
Why? What's wrong? I'll peek in at what she's looking at.
She steps back and she fully opens the door as you see not only are there no bodies in this room, Peanut Butter Jerry or Malenkov otherwise, but there are destroyed furniture, bent metal frames of the bed thrust and shoved into the wall at certain places. Blood coats the walls, the floors, the sheets, torn pillow feathers on the ceiling, as well as some strange substances that you're hoping it's peanut butter, maybe, that crust over certain linings of things. This room is a murder scene. But there's no Malenkov and there's no Jerry either.
Okay.
You just hear Sierra cracking her fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. She begins stepping away from you. You hear her counting 5, 6, 7, 8. You see her. You look at her.
Yes, cautiously, just staying back.
You peek back at her as she walks away from you towards the hall a little bit. 9. She puts her hand on the wall. You see the light above her begin to flicker very aggressively as she kind of digs her hand to the wall. You can see claws scraping into the concrete brickage of the wall, leaving with slight scar markings. 10. She lets go of the wall. There's actually a slight groove in the wall where her nails were. Okay. Where's my brother? Where's my brother?
I'm not sure.
Without really responding, she begins stomping off down the hall.
Sierra, that's
Next you know, she's grabbing a random individual as a nurse is with him, as well as this like strange, scraggly older man. Like, have you seen my brother? You're useless. Out of my way. And begins stomping down the hall. Have you seen my brother? Excuse me? Never mind. And you see she now just started to storm down the hallway, just asking random people.
Sierra. Hey, Sierra. Let's go talk to Grayson. We can look at the camera footage. We can see what's up with it. We can figure this out.
Go ahead and make...
probably be a lot quicker than trying to interview everybody.
Go ahead and make a charisma plus persuasion to see if you can try and get her attention.
Oh, fuck. I'm not good at this. Charisma. That's 1 dice.
Unfortunately, with 1 die, that would not be enough for you to try and convince her.
It's not even gonna... I'm not very charismatic.
As you kind of pipe this up to her, she doesn't even hear you. She gets stomping down. You just see her getting more and progressively more agitated as you can get the sense already. She is trying not to slip into a fury, but she is immediately stressed and very upset as she is now marching her way down the hall and just interrogating every single person she sees, and to the point where people are not just getting out of her way, and she is just making mad dashes down the hall, trying to get anyone's attention until finally you see her come to the end of corner. Do you go after her?
Yeah, I'm going after her.
Going after her, she eventually does grab what appears to be a random mortal by a young girl, blondish hair, kind of curly at the bits. She grabs her by the front of her scruff, picks her up, and slams her against the wall next to her. Where is my brother? She's like, I don't know. What? Get off me, you crazy bitch. Where is my brother? I don't know who the fuck you are.
Okay. What do I have?
While you think on that, we'll go overhead and move over to Acer.
That'd be great.
So, Acer, you begin navigating your way. Do you go through the hallways or do you go through the secret passage?
Just go through the hallways. There's really no reason why I think Acer would need the secret passage right now, so
easy enough.
Hallways is fine.
You navigate through the hallways and find the out-of-place staircase that most would overlook if they weren't paying attention to it, and begin sending your way into Grayson's office. Grayson, what does Acer see as he enters into your private office?
As he enters into my private office, there's of course a few things that are immediately noticeable. There's a few wardrobes here and there, just a closet and a dresser. Both are very nice. And there's a couch, comfortable, absolutely red, has to be. A desk, far side, and there's actually there's a few bookshelves. They're mostly empty for the time being, but there are a few books there, here and there, a few of them. More random sightings, more exploring any type of tiny thread that they talk about. Would he have a computer in there? More than likely not. No computer on the desk, just more empty notebooks, things like that. They're still very ornate looking, though.
As I look around and see all this, I'm just going to say out loud, wow. Dude's more old style than me. Okay, let's see. Do they have lights or candlesticks? And I'm just gonna flip on the switch. There we go. All right, let's see. Drawer. He said top to this drawer, and I opened like just 2 drawers.
First drawer will, of course, be the ties. Modicum in different colors. Well, that's true. Modicum in different colors, shapes, patterns, that sort of thing.
Okay, wow, this guy is neat and proper. Pretty sure if there were labels on here that they'd all be alphabetical. All right, let's skip the ties for now, and he's just gonna look in the second drawer.
On one side of the second drawer, they have I have the button-up shirts, just about 2 stacks, and on the other side, they have more rudimentary-looking vests, but there's a stack of them next to the two other stacks of button-up shirts, mostly in darker colors.
Okay. So let's see. I'll take 1 shirt, 1 vest, he said. And he's just going to go through the other drawers and try and find pants.
The one right below it will be pants selection. Below that will be socks. And there's a pull-out drawer on the very bottom for probably like 2-3 other pairs of shoes.
Oh, God, I'm actually doing this. I'm just going to pick out a pair, something that looks big, decent enough. He's not into fashion, so he wouldn't know what goes good with what. He's probably going to skip the ties, and he's going to throw them on the couch and just start undressing.
I'm going to say for this, since you are not very etiquette at this, go ahead and roll intelligence plus etiquette with a -2 dice penalty.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I don't have any etiquette. Let me check. Filthy half-bloods,
You picked it, not us.
Damn right I did. Yeah, there's no etiquette. -2. Okay. 1.
1 success. You begin to dress yourself to the best of your ability. You have no concept between silks or linen. You have no concept between stitching or fashion. You're not entirely sure what is the difference between different types of weaves or slight shades of black in a jacket. But you do your best. Pulling out all of your options like a high school before prom, you try your best to just match the colors, at least. It is not before long you have yourself an outfit. You wear a pair of slacks, a belt, a button-up shirt. You look yourself in the mirror. To your thoughts, you look better. You do notice that your pant hem is a little bit loose. Do you want to cuff it?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cuff that bad boy. I'm gonna cuff it on the inside so it doesn't look like it's rolled up like a child.
Okay, good. I was wanting to make that distinction. And so you do cuff the hem on the inside the best you can and wear big racing shoes. His feet are a little bit bigger than yours, but you know what? They're not the end of the world. It's like wearing a rental. And this is probably the best dress you've been in a while.
Well, I look utterly ridiculous. Oh, God. As I look in the mirror and notice my hair. Okay, let's see. Where does he keep his combs? And I'm just going to rummage around until I find a comb.
As you, where are you rummaging specifically? The same dresser?
Yeah, I'll look through the dressers and see if I can't find one there. And then if not there, I'll go into the closet. Or no, I guess the comb wouldn't be in the closet. I'll go through his desk.
So, Grayson, what does Acer find in his search for a comb?
In the first drawer, he will find a few extra writing utensils, maybe extra markings here and there. Maybe I would say that's the most likely that he would find a comb.
Oh, hey, first drawer, jackpot. I'm just going to grab it and try and tame whatever mane that I have going on right now.
It takes a bit of effort, and you do your best not to look like your mom combed your hair right before prom. But I'll say overall, you don't look too bad, at least to your perspective. You can only hope that the others would see it that way.
Oh, well, luckily I can tie my hair up in a bun, so that works out just well. Close enough, I guess.
Gotta love a man bun.
And he's gonna just put the he's gonna put the comb back and then just shut the door and just leave.
Leaving the room much messier than you found it, you begin to navigate your way through the stairwells back into the hallway.
Oh, sorry. I'll grab my stuff and then I'll leave.
Fair enough. This room's still a bit less disarray, but still disarrayed from when you came in, as you have no semblance of organization. And you begin making your way down to the stairwell, where you begin to hear a commotion not too far away. Sounds like Sierra's voice, and she sounds agitated.
Oh, I recognize that voice. Pretty sure I was in a closet when I heard it. I'm gonna walk over and I'm just gonna peer around the corner to see what's going on.
Fair enough. And with that, we're to go ahead and go over to Grayson. As you make a beeline to your office, and you find that, to your surprise, Rudy is already there waiting for you, as he is not leaning against the wall like he normally would in his casual fashion. He is pacing back and forth within the short hallway. You can see that he is pale. There seems to be sweat pouring down his face. With your hearing, you can hear his heart beating with stress. As he is, without even bothering to insight, he is highly agitated.
I'll go up to him very casually, not to alarm him or anything, but I come up to him, Rudy, as I come within about 5 feet from him, Rudy, come into my office, we'll talk.
Great. Oh, hi, boss. Yeah. That's a great idea. Let's, we definitely need to talk. Yeah.
I'm going to go right past him and lock the door, and I'm going to open the door to my office and let him in.
He kind of nods and just kind of slinks past you into the room, sitting into the chair. Kind of as soon as he sits down, he begins bouncing his knee up and down, obviously nervous.
Seeing this nature, I close the door very carefully. I lock it, and I make sure all my blinds are closed.
As soon as you close your blinds and you sit down and see him, he kind of looks at you very awkwardly for a moment, as he seems to be looking around very nervously before he reaches into his shirt pocket and pulls out a small piece of paper and puts it on the desk.
I'm going to turn my head, and I'm going to grab the paper and flip it open.
You see, as you open it, it's a very hastily written out by hand letter of resignation. I'm sorry, boss. I don't know if I'm the right man for this job, and obviously the things that are going here that might be above my pay grade.
I close the letter and I slide it off to the side. Rudy?
Yeah?
Something you want to tell me?
He hesitates. He kind of looks back and forth very nervously. Okay, you have to promise me something, though. Whatever I tell you, I'm not responsible for it, okay? I can't go back to prison.
Grayson's going to take off his glasses. Rudy, you have my full attention, and you have my sincere promise that I will not speak of these things as long as you promise that what I say will remain a secret between us as well.
There's confidentiality between employers. I get that. Okay. Just to answer this one question, did you have somebody come and clean Jerry's room?
No, I did not. I requested that it be not gone into under any circumstances.
Fuck. Okay. Okay.
Rudy. Need you to remain calm. Please tell me what happened.
Okay. Well, you want the long story or the short story?
give me the short, and then I will ask for the longer parts.
Okay. Short story. I got up like you normally do. I got to work. I made sure Jacqueline had coffee, so that way she wasn't crabby and being kind of grumpy all day and not fall asleep at, her rounds. And then I went to the cameras where someone tried to sneak over the fence. And when I went to go check on what was going on with that, and I called an alarm to lock the place down, they almost swung a pipe at me. And I had to hold them up at gunpoint. So they tried to run. I shot them. I shot them in the leg. I didn't kill them, I promise. And then after that, when I'm dealing with that problem and calling the cops, 2 guys in a van pull up and tell me they're here to go clean out Jerry's room because apparently you requested that crap get pulled out of there. They show me some paperwork. And this is the weird part. I don't remember having this conversation with them. And next thing I know, they're leaving with a large bag of stuff, and I let them go. I don't know why I let them go. I honestly don't know why I let them go, but they're gone, and I don't know what happened.
Rudy.
I'm freaking out here, man.
Rudy, I can assure you, you're not crazy.
Are you fucking kidding me? I know I'm fucking crazy. I went and looked at the security cameras. I had a full-on conversation with 2 people that I don't recognize. I don't remember what happened.
And you said, and you can't remember it, correct?
No, they were standing in front of me. They said that they were here to pick up some stuff. I remember them handing me a clipboard, and then I looked back up, the clipboard's gone, and they said, "Thanks for letting us in, pal, you're the best." And I waved them out. I don't know what happened. And I wouldn't do that. It was a lockdown. And then I saw Jerry's room. I saw Jerry's room.
What was in Jerry's room?
He looks to you, just very wide-eyed, begins aggressively biting at his nails.
Rudy, you have to talk to me. I need to understand what's happened.
There was no one in there.
Mm-hmm.
But, look, man, I'm gonna be real with you. I've seen some shit. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
With what I've gone through, you see some pretty fucked up things. I've seen murder scenes, okay? I've been in rooms with really bad shit happens. I have never been in a room that fucked up. I don't know what went in there, but there was no one in there. The room was a mess, and a murder scene doesn't even begin to describe what happened. I don't know who those guys were. I don't know what they did. I don't know if that bag they had was maybe a fucking body. I think we're in a lot of trouble when you call the cops, man.
No, we're not going to do that, Rudy.
What do you mean we're not going to call the cops? Something crazy just fucking happened here.
God,
and I'm not
Rudy,
taking the fall for this.
You're not going to take a fall for this because it doesn't have to do with normal. I was really hoping to talk to you about this sooner, Rudy.
What the hell are you talking about, man?
Rudy, lower your voice. I'm going to explain. Storyteller, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Would I be able to sense any of the lasting magic that was used on Rudy?
Sensing disciplines, not necessarily, but I'll say for this, go ahead and make a wits plus occult.
Okay. And occult. 2 successes.
2 successes, that's more than enough for this level of situation. You can't necessarily sense when someone's been obviously disciplined. You can't tell when someone's been, at least on the surface, been messed with when it comes to a mental state. Sometimes, however, there are key markers that are very consistent across the use of disciplines on mortals, even gifted mortals with the potential to resist their effects. That blocking of memory is what strikes you as the most odd. The fact that there are swaths of memory that he just doesn't recall, and yet he can see that things happen with evidence, but there's a blank there. That's not too far away from your own clan's ability to rewrite or erase chunks of memory from someone's mind. Sounds like he may have been compelled in some way to forget something. probably forget having a conversation with whoever was here. And by the time he came out of that compulsion, they were already gone with whatever they came for.
Look to Rudy. Rudy, I can assure you now, more than anything, that you are not crazy. You had unfortunately been influenced by things beyond your understanding.
What the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, this is serious. Like, I think somebody may have died. Like a hitman or something may have come in and whacked a guy in the facility and then took his body. Like, where the hell is Jerry? That was his room, and it's a nightmare in there. What the fuck are you talking about? Humans and beyond my understanding. Are you fucking crazy?
No, Rudy, I'm not crazy. I'm just living in a slightly different world than you.
Okay, man. Okay, I knew you were weird, and I was okay with that, but this is getting way too fucking much. You know, I'm not taking the fall for this.
You're not.
Good. I quit. I'm not taking the fall for this. This is nuts. You're. I'm sorry, man, but you're nuts. What the fuck are you? I'm getting out of here. He begins to start trying to sit up.
Compel.
Okay.
Sit.
For this, as he is a gifted mortal, I need you to go ahead and roll a charisma plus dominate.
See, the thing is this charisma and dominate, which I believe is just the one. Yeah. Another 2 successes.
2 successes. As you catch his eyes and tell him to sit, he all of a sudden just looks at you a bit wide-eyed for a moment. His jaw kind of slacks and he sits back down. After a moment, he blinks. So it's, what the hell? Why
Did I feel like that, Rudy?
He kind of sits there for a moment. He kind of slowly looks at you as now you see that cold sweat begin to kind of drip down the side of his face, as now he is looking much more terrified than panicked.
I'm going to put both my hands on the desk non-threateningly just so that he can see them both. Rudy, I'm going to start this off with I am your friend. I chose you because I believed you deserved a second chance, and you have not disappointed. So I am merely going to ask you now, may I have my second chance to explain myself?
Go ahead for this. Go ahead and make a manipulation plus persuasion.
Okay. My persuasion. Okay. Okay. That would be. Actually, that's just 2 successes.
2 successes.
Got it right there. Almost.
2 successes. You kind of see him take a small breath, looking at you as if he's looking at something very dangerous in the same room. You can see a lot of that prison vibe starting to come off of him, like, who's going to jump first? But he keeps very direct eyes on you without blinking, and he just slowly nods. He's not relaxed, but he's definitely paying attention now.
Rudy, I assume since you're sitting here, you will hear me out, and first of which I would like to thank you for that. And so, if I may, I will be honest with you. May I do that?
I'm still here, apparently. Even though I felt like I should be walking out of this room as fast as I fucking can.
And I appreciate that. I just want to assure you again, you are in no harm from me at all. I would like to remind you of what I do here.
Okay, man. At the risk that I think I might be in mortal peril at the moment because something fucking crazy is going on and I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this, I don't need to be sugarcoated with BS. I know a bad deal or a bad rap when I see it. And so far things have been good, but let's just say you have about 10 seconds before I start getting froggy, okay? Like, what the hell is happening right now? Why'd I sit back down?
You sat back down because of power that I have, and that other people who took that memory away from you have powers like this as well.
He just sits there very quietly.
Rudy, I'm going to tell you something, and that's because I want to trust you. And again, no danger from me. I'm just going to show you something. Please do not. Just please remain calm. And I keep both of my hands within view, and I pull up one side of my mouth and show a fang.
As one fang slips out from the sheath in your gums, and he jumps a little bit and leans back.
It's all right.
The motherfucking kind of hell spawn the fuck are you?
Turns out the movies are not just movies for some things.
Wait. Okay, look, I'm not I didn't really stay in school very long. Give about 10 fucking seconds before I start screaming my head off, Max.
Okay. Simple as I can, I'm a vampire.
Oh, we fucking said it. We fucking said Is it
Rudy, please,
is there a little
please. In, out.
You're trying to compel him?
No, I'm just trying to talk to him.
Go ahead and roll a composure plus persuasion.
Okay. I will take a crit. So
4 successes.
4 successes.
You exude your natural charisma in this space, trying to be as non-threatening as possible. You lower your head, you relax your shoulders, you even slouch down a little bit to appear smaller, less threatening than him. And he puts a finger up before kind of putting his head into his mouth and Okay. Let's pretend for maybe 5 fucking seconds. That's what we can do. About 5 fucking seconds that I believe what the hell is going on. And I'm not just having some really weird cocaine, slipped Molly induced fear dream right now. He has a hard time seeming to get the word out.
Yes. I am.
So what happened earlier, me not remembering and me still sitting in this chair, even though every inch of my body is telling me to run out this door as fast as human fucking possible,
Oh. Rudy, slow. Go slow. This happened because there are a thing like me. There are others out there.
But that shit happened during the day. I thought, yes. I mean, that explains why you don't wake up during the... Oh, I'm so fucking stupid. That makes a lot of sense in there. But what happened to me happened during the day, so does that mean the whole daylight thing is not real and they're actually everywhere? No. Oh, fucking
No, Rudy, this is why I wanted to talk to you. This is actually perfect, okay? I want to explain to you. When I became what I am, I learned about a whole different world. There are some of us that have different abilities. Some of us can do what I did, where I can persuade you to do something, to sit down, forget something, go about your business, to do something, go home, something like that. They have the power to influence you. Now, the reason that they were able to do that, they were humans. I can assume they were humans, but the thing is when my kind gives blood to a human, it doesn't turn you, but it turns you into something else. You are human, but you are powered up. You are stronger, a little bit stronger.
I'm one of your fucking Igors is what I'm hearing. Mr. Yes, Master. Is that kind of what the fuck I'm hearing from movies and shit?
No. It doesn't work like that. You have a little bit of my blood, you gain a little bit of my power. A little bit.
Wait, let's rewind the fucking tape here for a fucking second. So, again, not a very smart man. But if I'm following this right, you are vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, if I could just said that out loud.
Did.
That you believe you're a vampire, and you're telling me that what happened today is because there are people that have vampire blood that are still people, but more than people did some Jedi fucking mind trick in front of my face, and that's why I suddenly can't remember shit, and you did the exact same thing, which is why my ass is still in this chair when I'm probably after about 10 seconds from shitting myself and running out of here as fast as possible, and yet I'm not. And you're telling me all that bullshit is real. Like, for real.
Yes, apologies. I can only imagine what you're going through right now. But okay, Rudy.
Okay.
So, Rudy, first things first. You are not crazy. You are not.
Okay.
This is the world.
So
they don't rule everything, but they do have hands in certain things.
Oh, great. So vampires are fucking Illuminati, too. The stage just keeps getting fucking better and better.
Whoa. Not Illuminati. That's a little...
Oh, come on. Vampires exist, but you're telling me the Illuminati doesn't exist? You can't fucking sell me on this shit, Grayson.
I don't... Okay. Honestly, I don't know about that. I don't know if they do. But listen. That is the brass tacks. We exist. Yes, I am one. And obviously, I am not here to hurt anybody. Okay. I have a normal life. I'm trying to keep that. To keep helping.
I'm sorry, man, but that's a load of horseshit you're trying to sell yourself. You have a normal life. You're fucking dead. So, let's ask the big question in the room here. And this is a really probably a stupid thing to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyway. You're telling me all this, and right now my brain is playing through every single fucking vampire movie that I've ever seen in my life. And I've watched a lot of vampire movies. Usually when the guy is being told that this shit is real, about 10 fucking seconds he's about to die.
Rudy, we both know it's been more than 10 seconds. You're not dead. I told you I'm not going to do anything because I see potential in you.
And that's the scarier fucking thing. Let me just pretend that all this fucking exists for about 10 more seconds here. And, why?
Why what?
Why are you telling me this? And I thought that if you could, if what you're saying is true and those other people did, in front of my face, wouldn't you just do the same and just make me forget this ever happened?
I told you we have different abilities. I don't just poof your memory. I don't. Like I said, everybody has different powers.
Oh, great! They come in all 7 different flavors.
Listen, Rudy, I picked you from a sheet because I saw that you deserved a second chance, like I did. Everything I told you from my past is true, obviously, except for the part where I am what I am. Okay. Yes, I was still trapped under a tree. I was still helpless, and I was helped by somebody. It just so happened that a few years ago that I was helping somebody else, and they just happened to be, and I point to myself.
Okay, so you're not near my brain away. I'm obviously not a puddle on the floor suddenly. Ow! He pinches himself on the wrist. I'm awake. Ow! Yeah, I think I'm awake. He grabs his cheek real hard, slaps himself a few times. Okay, I'm not having a fucking nightmare, which I really hope that was a fucking work. Come on, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still have fingers. I can still read. I'm not dreaming. Okay, so I can remember. I'm not dead. I'm not forgetting. Are you gonna turn me into one of you fuckers? Am I gonna be if I'm gonna be a fucking vampire right now?
Rudy. Things first. There are rules.
Okay.
Nobody can just turn anybody they want. There are procedures, rules.
Like a fucking government?
Yes.
Oh, great. There's vampire government.
Rudy, do you notice something, though? The world still spins. You still buy your coffee at the store. Whoever the president is doing something ridiculous, I'm sure. Everything keeps spinning.
Yeah, I go buy my fucking coffee for some vampire nut job and go, I feel like a bit of caffeinated Rudy tonight.
I'm just saying the world is still moving. Until this point, if I told you, you would never know.
So I gotta be honest, I don't really have a response for that one.
Okay, so I have one other thing to tell you right now. Because I am actually breaking a rule to tell you this. And I'm telling you it because I trust you, Rudy, because I see something in you.
Okay. I'm quickly becoming not comfortable. Comfortable is the farthest fucking word I would say with this, but obviously my feet are still on the ground and I'm not shaking as bad, though I do apologize for the massive puddle of sweat now that's existing underneath me.
Rudy, if they find out I told you this, they will kill me. I want you to take a moment to realize I am telling you this because, if anything, just please let that show that I am trusting you.
Go ahead and make a charisma plus persuasion.
Okay, another 3. That is only 2 successes.
You can try and burn willpower if you want.
Yes, I would.
Technically, you have succeeded, but higher successes might further your intentions.
Question: do we get any pluses because we're in our haven? Or is
You
that just more
actually,
for hunting
yes,
and security?
you do actually, because you do have the luxury stat, don't you not?
Yeah,
Yes,
we do.
You have,
Oh.
you can add a two additional dice to your roll.
Oh, God. Okay. I'll just reroll that.
Good job, Acer.
So you can refund that willpower for now.
Thank you. 4 successes.
Much better. He kind of stops and pauses for a moment, kind of looking around the space. He looks down at his uniform. He sees his badge. Uniforms you made for them are not standard issue. You have these hand-tailored. He looks at his gun that you provided him. He looks at you. Kind of seems that the dots are now starting to connect and the gears are starting to spin. And he's still very much on edge. But he kind of looks at you and he just says, okay. Why me? I'm not special in any kind of way. I'm kind of a fucking moron. I just know what the fuck a clutch is in this godforsaken age.
That at the same time is still a lot. Rudy, from what you told me, what you did, that's a lot farther than a lot of people will get. It's not because you're smart, you are resourceful.
It's just a job, man. It beats being a fucking dish boy in a bar. Which by now they told me that vampires exist, which probably would have gotten me eaten.
But you're not.
So why? What's so different about me? I'm just some fucking reject out of the clink. I haven't done anything special.
Neither was I, Rudy. It was nothing. Remember this clinic when it first was established? It was a pimple on the ground somewhere in Seattle.
I mean, no offense, but I've only been around since places have been nice, and you got some fancy digs, I'll give you that.
It didn't used to be that way, Rudy.
Okay, so let's kind of cut to the brass tacks because I'm getting more of that fluff sense, and I don't like fluff.
Agreed.
What are you telling me right now? You're saying a lot about how special I am and how I'm different and how I did something so amazing. I just nearly got fucking beamed by a pipe and I kind of went half thug on a guy. What the hell are you talking about and what are you offering me?
I'm talking about real position. Still security. I want you to guard us still. My friends, this facility. Top of that pay, however, I want to even the playing field for you. Not talking about turning you, I can't do that. But what they were, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, healing a little bit quicker. And point out, that's what I want for you.
And that would involve what exactly?
I hold up my wrist, drink a little bit from me. It's done. I will tell you, Rudy, though, if you're doing this, you are going to be our guard, my security. Need your eyes, use your quick wit, your resources.
So you're saying that if I kind of grimace a little bit, I mean, I've done a lot of fucked up things, but if I drink your blood, I will get magic powers and I heal faster and I'm stronger? Like, That actually is a thing?
It is. You're going to get a little bit of this without having to be it.
It's permanent?
You'll have to... It's on a time. You have it for about... I believe the general is about 30 days, month. Then you'll have to drink a little bit more.
So every 30 days, I drink your blood, and I am kind of like a superhero.
A little bit, yes.
Go ahead and make one more charisma plus persuasion. You may add your 2 dice as you are interacting with mortals still.
Okay. Oh, reroll that one. That one fell to the wayside. Okay, that is another 4 successes.
You see him kind of lean back for a moment, and there's almost this 1,000-yard stare that kind of comes over him, and the tension is palpable with it like a knife. You could cut it, even. If you could breathe, it'd be like swimming in molasses. See him kind of run a hand underneath his shirt, and he pulls out a small crucifix. Simple. Looks like it's made of nails twisted over each other with a makeshift chain. He kind of rubs it up and down. And you can promise me you don't hurt people. Like, if you're telling me all this is real and I would become something like you, not as you, but like you, just be honest with me, man. Do you actually want to help people, or is this just a big fucking game so that way you could stay alive? There are a lot of people that depend on you here, man. You have to be honest with me. Do you fucking take advantage of this shit?
I don't kill people here. I don't. I take what I need and that's it. It's never enough to harm anybody here. I really am trying to retain a part of myself. What you saw in that room, that's what I'm trying to protect everybody here from.
And so me agreeing to this and helping you in this way would help stop that from happening again.
Nod my head. I plan to have the same similar discussion with the other members of the guard.
I'm not sure how that's going to go over with them. They're all fucking kids. But actually, no, they're fucking kids. Who knows what the hell they might agree to? I convinced Jacqueline yesterday that coffee creamer was actually made out of plastic, and she believed me. Now she wants to fucking tweet about it.
They're impressionable. You may have to look into other avenues for guards. I don't know. But I'd like to reiterate, you're not going to have to go and eat people. You don't have to sleep during the day like me. I need your help, Rudy. You have all the reason to not accept, but I wish you would.
I've done some fucked up things, man. You sure you're okay with somebody like me having that much responsibility? You get it, man. I may not be you. I may not actually have to hurt people, but I have hurt people for less. I did my time, yeah, but I'm not a good guy. I just happened to get caught. I was this fucking close to just lying to you and just fucking peeling out of here to save my skin, man. Like I'm not that good of a guy.
Rudy, I'm not perfect either. None of us are.
He kind of looks down at himself and he rubs his finger over his cross again. Kind of brings it to his lips and he gives a small. I'm going to give you a piece of advice before I tell you my answer. This is a bit of street advice, my friend. If you're trying to sell me on a fucking short deal, I promise you I will make you hate every ounce of this conversation. I don't like being lied to. I don't want to be tricked. And I'm not really easy to trust crazy fucking shit like this. This is the kind of shit that back in the day we'd fucking gun down in the street. So don't fuck with me. I hear what you're saying, but I am who I am. Don't you fuck with me.
When you're here, you work for me. When you don't, when you're not here, it's your life.
And I'm still me.
It's a little bit of extra loyalty, but like I said, you're not here, you have your own life.
Okay. Okay. I'll do it.
I'm gonna hold out my hand.
He looks back at your hand, and this almost seems like the heaviest weight of him as he sees that hand in front of him. He slowly uncurls his hand and hesitates for just a moment before he reaches out and takes your hand and squeezes it tight.
Give very slight shakes, and then I let go.
So how does this fucking work? We doing this now? Or like, do I have to make some ceremonies, get weird fucking incense? Like, how does this work?
Can do it now.
You know, I'm not really much of a thinking man. That's what got me in jail in the first place. But maybe this will do better. Let's just fucking jump. I told you I was feeling froggy. Right?
Rudy, relax. I'm going to extend a sharpened finger and I'm going to hold my wrist out in front of him. Go, and you drink. You want to stop. You can feel a little like a hit, something.
He takes you very firmly by each side of your arm and pulls your opened wound closer to his mouth as you will the vitae to come to the surface. He hesitates one more time, looking at the dark crimson blood. He exhales a bit, and he closes his eyes and he puts his mouth on your wrist. And he gets a drink. He drinks deep, pulling from you. And as he feeds, the first thing that hits your mind is you have just broken the masquerade. You have shown a mortal the true nature that lives in the dark, and unfortunately you have broken a tenet. You do gather a stain under humanity.
Sacrifices, tools are necessary to complete the procedure.
For this case, you are a Tremere. There is a certain curse in your blood that makes this a more difficult process. I'm going to need 2 rouse checks worth of feeding in this moment.
Okay. That is 1 success and 2 successes.
The time edges on painfully slow. You have to will and will more and more and more to the surface. You keep pushing that vitae and he keeps drinking, almost choking on it as he keeps shoving it forcefully almost into his system. You almost seem to start panicking and you hold him in place to help calm him in. Easy. Breathe into it, you whisper. Before long, the extensive amounts of blood, the vitae, you pull back as you slowly push him off you and he...
Take a moment. I take out my handkerchief and I hold it out to him.
He snatches from you and covers him up.
Come on, gut up. Bad worse.
He slams on your desk, just trying to choke it down like the world's hottest bit of alcohol.
Pull my wrist back and I lick it closed.
After a moment, he kind of leans back, takes a deep breath, wipes off the vitae from his mouth. He slides the handkerchief back over to you.
Take it, put it into my inner coat pocket.
You watch his eyes kind of go wide for a minute. Kind of looks around. Shakes his head a little. There's a small cut on the inside of his lip as he pulls back and a small droplet of blood kind of drops off his finger. As soon as it does and it hits your desk, there's a bit of your corrosive vitae drips off his blood and he looks at it wide-eyed.
Aha. So that's what you inherited.
I'm a fucking alien!
You... No, Rudy, you're not an alien.
That's a hole in your desk of my blood? I'm a fucking xenomorph! This is fucking awesome!
Rudy.
Woo!
Shh, Rudy, I understand. This is exhilarating. Now, Rudy, I have one or two things to tell you. Please sit down. Keep going with this, okay? Just take it slow. Keep breathing, okay?
I'm good.
You all right?
Cool. I'm cool. Feel great. Whew. You actually watch as he kind of stares at you. Some of his features almost immediately begin to shift. So the crow's feet along his face even begin to smooth out. The open pores begin to tighten ever so slightly. Some of the frown lines and scarring on his face soften almost to a younger adult. He's not old by any means, but he looks a couple of years younger. Almost right before your eyes. Kind of cracks his neck a little bit. Ooh. Oh. So you weren't fucking with me. This shit's real.
Yes, it is.
Okay. It's at this moment, at this small serenity between your first ghouling, you hear boof and shouts coming from the hallway. You got Joe's like, what the? Oh, fuck's sakes.
Okay. We're going to cut this short, Rudy, and we'll talk to you more about it regular. Fair enough?
Yeah, no.
One thing you need to know. This is an unbreakable rule. No one is to know about what that is, what I am, and what is here.
Normally when you give Ruby an order, he seems to always chew on it for a moment, but as soon as the words leave your lips, he almost snaps you, makes direct eye contact, like, of course, whatever you want. And that catches you off a little off guard. That was very quick to agree, even for Rudy. And the words of Danica kind of echo in your mind. That loyalty, that desire to please, already starting to seem to take root.
Okay. So, remember, none of this can be told than that. Just please keep it under control. We still need to protect what this is.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to go handle this, or what do you want to do right now?
I'm going to go and handle that. I want you to make sure this facility is safe. I'm going off to do some of me business with a few of my friends, people who work here, who I will just tell you later. But I want you to keep this place secure, as in no one in, no one out other than me and the people I'm leaving with. Is that correct?
No one in, no one out. You and your friends. Got it. Done.
Rudy, I very much appreciate this.
I very much appreciate this too. I feel like I'm gonna go fucking run like 10 miles now. Good luck. And he goes, can I go now?
Oh, right. Just remember what I said. Just take it a little bit slow. Don't go too crazy. And we'll talk more about it later, okay?
Yeah. I fucking hope so. I hope there's like some kind of fucking instruction manual. I don't want to accidentally cut myself, while carving and suddenly melt a hole in my floor. I don't think The landowner would be happy about that.
Well, just keep an even mind, that sort of thing. It'll come to you.
You ever seen what hamburger grease does to a sink? Last thing I need to do is wash my hand off, and all of a sudden the water is on my floor.
Exactly. So just keep focus. And with that, I'm standing up and I'm opening up the door. But as I unlock it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to carry on. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good talk, boss.
Open the door. And
you can also shred that letter. I don't need it anymore. I'm good. And he just passes by with a good hearty few pats on your shoulder before you actually see him skipping down the hallway. You've always seen him walk with a slight edge to his back, maybe a previous injury of some kind. But man, he is just floating down that hallway.
God, I hope I've done the right thing. Whisper as I say this in my mind. With that, I'm gonna get out of my office, lock it, and very quickly make my way over to the disturbance.
As you do so, Grayson, you come quickly upon Acer just as you peek around the corner to see Crescent in the middle of a situation with Sierra, as she is currently pinning what you recognize as Clara, the one you feed on last night, her hand around this small young girl's throat, crushing at her windpipe, slamming her into the wall. The light above begins to flicker ever so other. My brother, where is he? I know you probably saw him last. Don't you fucking lie to me.
I'm going to turn to Grayson really quick, and I'm going to be like, is that the person you picked up?
I turn the corner. Do I see her?
Yes. As you see Crescent, unless she's doing something, just in almost a state of panic. Is that to be accurate, Crescent?
I'll still be trying to talk to her, trying to see if I can get through to her. I obviously am not going to get too close because I know La Sombra.
Even with a plus to your dice, it is a slow chance. You can try and say something.
You know what? Now that I have that +2, yeah, I might as well try.
What are you saying to her?
Did I already see Grayson coming?
You haven't, as they are currently behind you, and you have not approached them. Your focus has been on Sierra, as you see this girl start to turn blue from the sheer amount of force around her neck.
Sierra, remember that we are here to make impressions. So let's calm down and look at the cameras. Grayson will have this figured out, and we will find your brother. I promise. Just put the girl down, and let's go.
Go ahead and roll manipulation plus persuasion with a +2. As you hear Claire just... Manipulation plus persuasion.
Oh, that actually bumps it up. Okay. That was a crit. That was a fail. That was a success. That was another crit. Oh! I have 2 crits. Okay, so
You have
5.
8?
Huh?
Do you have a pair of crits or 2 pairs of crits?
I have 2 black crits.
So you have a pair of crits, that's
Oh,
4.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. Sorry, not like that. I didn't mean it like that.
And
No, it's
So you
2 crits.
So you have 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
5 total.
5 total.
didn't you?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. 5 successes is definitely a lot of successes. As you see that she is eyed lock onto this mortal who is now starting to go a bit of bug-eyed wide, the veins kind of pulsing in her face and her neck, and she's just feebly holding against what is a vice that's slowing her down. As Sierra, her eyes forcibly tear away to look at yours. You see her snarl back for a moment as you can see almost this pure combination of terror and rage on her face. As her hand shakes and she pulls her hand back. Claire she collapses to the floor.
I'll go check on her.
The moment you approach her, she sees up and he was like, "Get the fuck away!"
Is she looking at me?
She looks up at you and immediately pushes at you to get some space between
Cloud
you.
memory.
Take a slack for a moment. And then she kind of blinks and says, She still doesn't react to you nearly as aggressively. Your natural sense already putting off her unease, but she kind of rubs her throat. What happened?
Slipped. Are you okay?
She pats at her neck, where you can see the bruising already starting to come around her neck.
I am going to rush over to that scene and go to Clara.
I am going to stay around the corner and try not to be seen.
I'm going for Sierra. Once I see that Grayson is coming this way, I'll kind of swap places with him.
Are you going to try and move Sierra away from the scene? Because she's currently just standing there almost lockjawed.
Yeah, I'll try and take her away from the scene. I know where like the camera room is, so I'll kind of go near there or start going that direction.
Okay. Do you take the normal tunnels or do you take the passageways?
I'll take the one with the least amount of people.
That would be the hidden passageways.
Passageways it is.
So it does take a bit of effort, but with 5 successes, I'd say that's more than enough to get her to come with you. As you just hear her whisper, "This is very bad, sister. This is very bad, sister. This is very bad. This is very bad. This is very bad. This is very bad." And she kind of like leans into you, just kind of whispering very quietly to herself, but for long she starts going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as you guys bend around a corner and disappear into the passageways. Leaving, at this point, Acer and Grayson. Crescent walks right by you, Acer, but you see Acer doesn't even move eye contact to you. Her eyes just focused on Crescent right now as you hear her whispering, her counting.
As they walk by, I'm going to quickly just whisper to Crescent, be like, "Hey, Glitch."
What?
Not the camera room. Come on, let's go to my room.
You look over, and despite the stressful situation, Acer looks like fucking ass. You are not much of a stylist yourself, but you at least Eleanor taught you how to match your clothing between charcoal and gray. This man looks like he picked up a really shitty rental that his mom picked out.
Ha-ha!
Acer, what are you wearing?
Not a good thing.
Look, I just grabbed whatever stuff. I'm not used to this shit. What I am used to is cameras. Come on.
Okay.
And I'm going to start walking over towards my room.
He looks like he rummaged through a really like greasy Italian Playboy's reject donation closet.
All right. Cameras first, and then we're changing your outfit.
Yeah. Cameras first.
I will lead Sierra, then kind of follow behind Acer.
Fair enough. Grayson, in this moment, what do you do as you go to Claire's side? She's now pointing at her throat. You can see lifts it up, coughing. She does seem to lean onto you with more support as Crescent is nearby, before her shoulders finally relax as her vision of Crescent leaves the natural predator in the room, making her a little uncomfortable. But you can see already around her neck, dark black and blue bruises are already forming around where Claire's crushed windpipe was almost taken care of.
I'm going to kneel down to her. I'm going to give her a quick examination just to make sure she is at least breathing, which
she is a little hurt. You can see there's some swelling coming on her throat. She's having a hard time breathing.
Clara?
A little raspy.
Clara, can you hear me?
She nods her head.
Okay, good. I'm going to hold out my hands like, okay, I'm going to take you over to the infirmary. We're going to get you looked at, help out a little bit, okay? Just concentrate on the breathing, slowly in and out, okay?
She slowly lifts her hands, almost hesitant to touch you for a moment.
Oh, blush of life.
Easy enough. And as this kind of warmth come over you, there's almost this softness to your features. She looks at you, hesitates, then while still holding her throat, takes one hand and lets you help her up. You find that she doesn't really lean on you, but she does hold her hand and she is shaking.
Okay, all right. Is there anybody in here right now watching?
By some miracle, curfew had already been in effect, so there's no one around the corners around this hallway at this point.
Okay, good. I'm going to lead her to the infirmary, and as I go, I'm going to tell her, Clara, I'm sorry about that. Fortunately, you ran into one of the more unfortunate patients around here. I'm very sorry about that. It's taken care of.
Go ahead and make a manipulation plus persuasion. Actually, or subterfuge, whichever is higher for you. This is technically a lie.
Definitely, yeah. Manipulation will be.
Don't forget +2.
Oh, excuse me. Gosh darn it. That is 2 successes.
2 successes. Not very high. but not too terrible for a mortal, especially when there's a big blanket of memory just missing from her mind. She just kind of nods at you and, sorry.
No. You have nothing to be sorry for. It happened. I'm very sorry it did. I'm very sorry. We're gonna get you a little bit to help with the pain, okay?
And we'll say for the sake of brevity, you make your way to Danica and Medico's office.
And as I enter in, I'm gonna very carefully set her down on the table of the nearby waiting room of the infirmary. Do I see Medico?
At this point, not yet. However, as you bring her in and begin kind of looking over Claire for just a moment, you hear Medico's heels kind of come around the corner as she is carrying a whole hodgepodge of random fucking shit in her arms. As she turns around, you can see in her hands chapsticks and lip glosses, marbles, old candies, what appears to be like some weird knickknacks of stuff. Where she turns around and sees you as, what?
Medico, it's fine. Just a little incident. Would you mind putting that stuff down and just make your way over?
She just drops it on the floor where she's standing, just steps over it, and goes immediately to Claire's side. What the hell happened to her?
It was a bad run-in, but she's okay. She's breathing. She's a little bruised. Could you maybe just get her some ice for the swelling?
Yeah,
maybe a little something.
Yeah. I'll take care of this.
Bad happenstance.
Who the fuck did this to her?
It's not really important. But more important thing is she's okay. Just want you just help her out a little bit. Let her head back.
Go ahead and roll a charisma and subterfuge, my friend.
This time.
You ain't fucking lying to no mortal. At least no common mortal.
Not that. Well, no, not that one. But I'll explain to her later. 3 successes.
3 successes. You do meet her gaze, and she also rolled 3 in a tie. You get the sense that this wave off, that she looks at you and nods. She does kind of dart over to Clara and see the situation, but looks back at you and goes, yes, we definitely will be talking more about this later. You can see her brow kind of furrow a little bit.
I kind of nod my head, like we're turning towards her and nodding, like I understand. Tap Claire on the wrist, just very gently, like don't worry. I'm actually going out to grab that notebook for you, okay?
You see how she kind of nods, and as Medical comes back, she's like, yeah, I think she has had enough help. I got this. Thank you, Mr. Holland. You're obviously very busy, right?
I am. Thank you.
Good. You better go handle that. Obviously, there's someone along the floor that just did something they really weren't supposed to be doing after curfew, so you should probably go handle that now, right?
Absolutely. Thank you. And I'm going to whip around and I'm going to exit that area very quickly.
The awkward in the room is palpable as you hear Claire breathing very shallowly. It's like, it's okay. It's good. You know, it's slimmed up your neck even. It's gorgeous, girl. You're going to love it. You can be pulling up necklaces you can never wear before. As she puts the ice gently along her throat.
So I'm going to try and make my way to find where my members of my coterie and guests went.
Hey, so you can hear all this on Grayson's phone.
I'll go ahead and give him a text and just be like, in the back cave.
Say, on my way. I'm going to delete that message.
You get a notification on your own phone, Acer, the message was deleted.
Titan's angry.
Okay, now that I know that, I'm going to make my way as quickly as possible down to the Bat Cave.
It's not long, Grayson, before you're able to rejoin the rest of the coterie. And as you do, you guys are in the labs of the security camera, correct?
We're specifically going to my room because my computers are a bit more specialized for what I want to do.
So, Grayson, you do manage to make yourself to the lab eventually. That's the Bat Cave, or so to speak. As you do see, in a very uncomfortable scene, as Acer and Crescent are already within the room, working away, Acer on his keyboard, Crescent and Sierra, a healthy distance away from anything that uses electricity. But you do
I did set a couch in a corner that's specifically measured so they don't mess with any of the electronics on my computer, where they can sit down and still see.
They are. Kristen, are you and Sierra over there?
Yeah. I would have led her over to the couch, just knowing that that's my usual spot.
You sit down on your couch and bring her over, and at this point, you definitely see she's still kind of breathing heavy. There's a still slight feralness to her eyes, but she seems to be calming down a little bit as Grayson, you come back into the room. Immediately as you turn the corner, Sierra sees she stands up and bows very deep. I'm sorry.
I go over to her like, Sierra, it's fine. I understand. I am terribly sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm the one that...
No, I mean about... I just talked to my card about...
Relax, Grayson. I'm already on it. I'm checking through the camera feeds.
As you say this, Acer, you begin rewinding through the feeds, and very quickly, with your deft fingers on your basically your master machine, you on 3 different scenes, on 3 different versions of the recording playing at the same time, trying to scrub through as quick as possible. Doesn't take you very long to replay through the events, as you do see the events of the intruder that Rudy was able to subdue, the inevitable police that came to arrive, the strange white van that pulled up, a conversation between Rudy, and then 2 individuals walking inside. You see them walk inside towards Jerry's room, where they somehow managed to open the door, which to your memory, I remember you believe it was locked. They managed to open the door somehow, step inside. It's been nothing but a few minutes before they step out, and they are both carrying a very large white bag that requires both of them to carry. They walk back out, through the front door, back to the van where Rudy is still just standing there nodding, before they have a brief discussion with him again as they load the bag in the back of the truck, and Rudy lets them out.
So, I've seen you do this a couple times before.
He was compelled.
Okay, so that is a thing that you guys can do. All right, cool. Secondly, how the fuck did they open that door?
That's the thing. I have no clue. The door was locked and it was supposed to be guarded.
Well, apparently not guarded enough, though it seems our little hero Rudy was pretty much to save them off until the very end. Don't know if he should get fired or a raise. What do you think?
And well, I've taken care of Rudy. He's getting a raise.
Oh, cool. We're going that route. I like it.
Trust me, he got one. The only thing is how did they know? Down to the detail they knew.
That is the beautiful question. They went straight up to the room. No detours, no asking, no nothing. They just happened to open the door, snag whatever was inside, which now I'm assuming is your brother.
Sierra just kind of sits there very quietly and nods. Yes, my older brother. And Grayson, are you looking at the recordings with Acer at this time?
Yes, I am.
Something immediately strikes you as you're actually looking at the recordings. There's something interesting here as the camera viewing above Jerry's room actually does get a look at their faces. You look closely, have Acer stop and freeze in his frame.
Hold it.
Paused.
You recognize these two. You know these faces. These faces are the exact same faces of the 2 individuals that were speaking to Malenkov in the airport. The ones that he had spoken to very fondly with before he dismissed them. And you remember the very key words he had said in the conversations. Thank you, my friends. I'll see you later.
Wait a moment. Those 2, they were at the airport. They were talking to him before us. He told them they would see them later. He would see them later. Why would he get abducted willingly? What is... I turned to Sarah. Is there any... Do you remember who these men were?
Are you looking to Sierra?
Yes, I am.
She's like, wait, men? What are you talking about? And wait, you're saying that the people that you see over there on the bright screen, they look like the ones that were talking to us at the airport?
I'm 100% positive that it was them.
Oh, brother, what have you gotten yourself into? Why?
But would he have a motive to do this?
Those are his ghouls.
His ghouls.
His what? Why would they abduct him?
I don't.
Sounds like it was planned.
I don't fucking know. Okay, look, we don't necessarily on a casual tea and cookies type conversation usually. Okay, I tolerate my brother, and he does what he does. I have more respect for our sire than him, so I play nice. But those are his ghouls. They made sure that when we landed here in this city, that they would have replaced themselves with any of the normal people that handle the luggage and would make sure that our methods of transportation were not disturbed. They were meant to just get us here and then they would be going home. That's what I was told.
Mm-hmm. All right, great. So
Apparently Malikov had different plans.
it's sounding like he did this on purpose. So that's great.
Malikov, why would you leave me alone to do this by myself?
Hey, I'm right here. Just
Okay.
I can help. Do something.
Sister, I appreciate your kind words, but our situations are different. You're already established here by your sire. This is just
We're
become
still in the exact same situation. Still on probation, still waiting this out for God knows 15 years now.
longer than that.
Yeah, I'm aware. Point being, it's okay. We're gonna go to the Elysium tonight.
Oh God, the Elysium.
We'll explain what happened.
She looks around. It says you don't have the time.
Oh,
I
bitch,
check my
this
watch.
time.
You look at your watch and it's 8:15.
Miss Sierra, I think at this point in time it would be wise of us to go to the Elysium as quickly as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Now.
Damn, there's no.
Well, wait, what about this guy? I thought
no.
we were supposed to show up with both of them.
We have to show up with something.
He's right. There's no time. I will handle it. I'll handle it. I'm going to handle it.
One is better than none.
That's right. This is not your fault. I'll make that very clear. This is not your fault. I will handle this. I'll handle this.
I turn to Sierra again. I slightly bow. I'm terribly sorry about this.
No. Damn it. You kind of can see the veins kind of pulse underneath her eyes for a moment. The shadows almost darken around her as she 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This is my older brother's doing. He has always been a fucking troublemaker. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't have time to deal with it right now. There are things that are more important than his selfishness.
I agree.
Right, let's get
I
going.
believe yes, I'm in agreement with Crest and Acer. Oh God.
Yeah, that's another thing. I guess he's stuck going like that. I mean, it's not too bad if you squint. Really.
All right, look, there's always plan B as I hold up my coat.
Oh my God. You look like a child that raided their parents' closet.
Goodness gracious.
Man, that's essentially what I did.
That's. Oh.
Anyway, regardless, if everyone would please let us get to the vehicles and make our way to the Elysium post haste.
You see Sarah Zoe kind of standing up. She looks at the distance off a bit of reflective surface not too far, and she goes, damn it. She looks to Sierra. How do I look? As you kind of can see, her dress is a little wrinkled, but she kind of smooths it out a bit. Her hair is a bit disheveled.
Do you mind if I?
Yeah, go for it. I can't really look at a mirror.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay.
Gonna try and
I'll
straighten up
try and
Acer.
help her hair. I will fix it up.
Between you and Grace, you guys kind of tuck the hair a bit, get her a bit more orderly. She kind of freshens up. Luckily, being kindred, not much needed for looking better, but not looking a mess is always helpful.
I'm going to go ahead and take off the vest so there's one less clash of article clothing to see if that makes it a little better.
Do either of you look?
Hesitantly.
I'm going to look.
It's worse.
Okay, you might want to put the vest back on.
Fancy clothes are so damn complicated.
They're
Just
really
put
not.
the vest back on.
don't know how to do it. Then again, I don't have a right to say anything, so.
Well, look, these things you can't exactly hide in, and I value privacy. This does not make me private.
All right. Also, another thing, Grayson.
Yes.
I know I normally take the bike in this situation, but I know Eleanor is going to be there, so do you mind if I'm just in the car with you guys?
No, I don't mind. Matter of fact, at the very least, we should be all right getting there if we leave promptly. I'm going to, as I'm saying this, I'm trying to straighten Acer out a little bit.
You're doing what you can, but without a excessive helping hand. He looks tidy, but you just hope that maybe him being a thin blood, or if that comes out in Elysium, that they might just look at him and just maybe overlook him. Luckily, he's not wearing anything too bright, but the materials don't match. The pants, everything's tucked in a weird way. You could tell his pants have been cuffed, and the shoes are too big for him. It'll have to do.
Maybe we could play it off that he's Malkavian?
We'll shelve that conversation for when and if it's brought up. But for now, let us all, please.
Good. Let's go. Let's onward, as they say.
Indeed. And we are going to make our way to the garage.
Fair enough. With post-haste, you begin to navigate your way through the halls and hop into the van.
Grab a few of my blood pops on the way out and shove them in my pocket.
All right. Just so I have clarity for preparation's sake, what equipment do each of you have on you, if any?
I have my gloves, but I'm going to take them out. I'm going to put them... Actually, I'm going to leave my gloves in the garage. Actually, wait, we're in the lab. I'm going to put them in the lab for now.
You're going to leave your gloves behind.
I'm going to leave them because I want to adhere to the rules of Elysium to the best of my ability.
Fair enough. Crescent?
Would I know that the whole thing about no weapons, does that apply when we get there or on the way there?
The rules for Elysium specifically state that no harm is to come to you or any other individuals heading towards Elysium, to and from, and no harm while you're there, and no weapons at the establishment.
At the establishment. Okay. So I will take my gun, but once we get to Elysium, I will probably leave it in the car. Just one.
So you're going to leave your person gun behind when you get there?
Yes.
All right.
But I'm taking it with me right now.
All right. And Acer, what about you?
I'm going to take 2 of my pills and put them in like a little medicine bottle.
Good. And just refresh my memory, have we already made your rolls for these pills?
These pills are just the mist pills. I have had these since like 2 sessions ago.
And refresh me, these were standard successes, correct?
These were standard, yes.
Okay, good to know.
I've had 3 of them. I used 1 at the shipping yard, and I have 2 left.
Good. Just want to make sure. All right. So, and you're only keeping your pills, nothing else?
Yeah. Pills only.
Okay, good to know. So you're leaving your butterfly knife behind, you're only taking your pills. Got it.
Correct.
So, each of you, very quickly with haste, get inside the vehicle of your car. The Sierra sitting in the middle seat. Where are you all positioned where in the vehicle?
I'll be away from the radio, so I guess I'll be next to Sierra.
Okay, in the back, on the driver's side or passenger side?
Passenger side so that I can see Grayson.
Okay. What about you, Acer? And Grayson?
I guess, yeah, I'll go front since, radio's a thing and I don't want the other La Sombra messing up the radio.
And I'm assuming, Grayson, you are driving.
I believe I am.
All right, fair enough. Sierra decides to sit into the back seat of the van as the windows are tinted on the back passenger sides, the darkness naturally making her feel a little bit more comfortable as she sits in the middle seat in the back. Nonetheless, you put the keys in the ignition, throw the van on, the lights turn on to show again the horrible shattered disarray of your garage as there is rubber, tire, shreds everywhere, glasses scattered all over the floor. There's still a very large chunk of car door embedded into the side of your vehicle, and as the light flares on, Crescent, Medico wasn't kidding. There is a massive piece of sharpened fender sticking out the front of a very bright, hot pink Camaro.
Hey, Acer?
Yeah, as I look at the destruction.
Is there any way that you could help me with the whole situation of Medico's car?
Well, when I recuperate my funds from Flyboy, that's not going to be a problem. Might be a slight bit of an issue right now. I mean,
Right.
I could pull out some money, make a down payment, get the payments real low.
And on that note, you actually look up and see what Crescent's referring to. Is you see a massive hunk of fender, almost broken and shattered at a tip, sticking about halfway through the front of Medico's pink Camaro.
No, she's going to need an entirely new car. That thing is through the fucking...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I really cannot see why you are not indoctrinated into your own society yet.
Ha ha.
Acer, could you do me a favor?
Maybe.
Please be careful with phrases like that at the Elysium.
Oh, right. Hoity-toity rich people, got it. All right, how about this? When we get there, I promise not to say a word unless spoken to there. How's that?
That's actually perfect. You could just sit in the corner on your phone.
All true. Actually, I don't have to go, do I? I can just sit here.
You have to go.
This will slowly turn to Acer.
Right. I know. Lead on. Let's go to the brothel place.
All right, we're
Slowly
already
turn
behind.
back.
Let's go.
Yes.
The car comes to life. You all begin to pack out. The large garage door opens as you pull the van out. You turn and begin to take the actual van out the front. At this point, you see Rudy, surprisingly at the guard post for once, as he leans out, gives you a wink. A little bit too obvious of a wink, as he begins to lift the guard gate for you without even waving anything through. Lets you on by. Acer, you definitely noticed this. He's in a much more chipper mood than before.
What, you two lovers now?
No, we are not.
What was with that very obvious and not subtle at all wink?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
I gave him bonus. We'll talk later about it.
Must have been a damn big... Wait a minute, I'm still funding this place. How much are you giving people?
It's not about that, Acer. I understand, and I thank you for your contributions, but luckily you didn't have to contribute much. I did this one on my own.
Oh, by the way, Sierra, this is Acer, Closet Man.
Sierra leans over.
The closet gremlin. Hi, what's up?
Yeah, forgot
Sierra
to
tilts her
mention
head
that.
over and goes, "Oh, the mysterious voice from the wardrobe." As she leans over to shake your hand. "Hi, I'm Sierra. Nice to meet you face to face, Mr. Closet Man."
Nice to meet you too. Narnia was hell, so I decided to come back, and I just shake her hand.
She kind of shakes her hand, but she looks at you quizzically. Excuse me?
Narnia? The Lion, the Witch, and the War... You know what? Never mind.
Let me soak that in. That's finally a reference I understood.
She slowly, awkwardly leans back and just leans over to you, Crescent. What about a lion, a witch, and a wardrobe?
It's a book. And I think they recently made it into a movie. Haven't seen it, obviously. But
books I understand. Movies I'm not a fan of. They don't tend to work around me very well.
yeah, no, like it's finally somebody gets it.
There come many benefits to being who we are, but technology's not one of them, though I do prefer the good smell of an old weathered book. The pages just...
Yes.
Thank you.
I see I'm alone with like-minded individuals. That reassures me.
As they're all bonding over books, Acer's just like playing a video game on his phone.
You hear the very...
Yeah, Medico tried to give me one of those. Did not work.
You start to hear the obnoxious as some kind of something is happening on his phone.
I'm just going to move my hand in front.
No, I score! No!
Your phone shuts down.
Oh, that's too
I
bad.
was about to beat the high score. I was going to get first place.
If you did it once, you can do it again. Don't sell yourself short, Acer. Come on now.
Person. I'm sure you can handle it.
This is a versus game. I was
don't know what that
playing
means.
against a person.
And you can do it again, Acer. You should be fine. They're not going anywhere. The other opponents versus...
She's kind of sits down and turns on the radio.
What do you decide to throw on in Grayson's car?
You know what? Just to bring back some old memories, let's throw on Space ETC.
Damn it! I knew you were gonna do it.
As blaring AC/DC brings back wonderful memories of trucks flying through bars and crooks being captured and near-death escapes to refresh each of your memories. You begin to make your way onto the highway, Grayson. Are you trying to drive quickly, or are you trying to drive punctually?
So it takes about 20 minutes to get there, correct?
From where you are, yes.
Okay, that's not too bad. We still have some time, but I would like to get there a little bit beforehand.
Okay, so you're going to try and speed?
A little bit.
Keep it the 5 miles
we are-
over without being noticed?
We are on the freeway after all.
Yes. Begin driving your way through. Taking the overpass, passing people where you can. Try not too much to draw too much attention to yourself. Go ahead and make a wits plus awareness roll for me, please.
Okay, I will certainly do so.
Since my phone is off, can I help them with just a lookout to see if there are any cops?
Yeah. Go ahead and add another die to your pool.
Fair enough, I will certainly do so. That is 3 successes.
3 successes. You're driving down the highway. You kind of flinch for a moment as some brights kind of hit your eye, and you throw down the blinder on the rearview mirror to kind of shade over the window a little bit. You notice the bright spin back car. Seems like some kind of low-riding dark vehicle. You can't really see through the actual windshield because it's dark and the lights are in your face. You keep driving. After about 10 minutes, you take an exit, move on to the next set of streets. Those brights are still behind you. You get back onto the main road and continue your progress. A few minutes later, those lights are still behind you. Take the same turns you're taking.
Anybody else notice this car behind me?
The one that's blasting freaking sunlight through the back? Yeah.
The very same.
You think they're following us?
This turn or two, yes, but this one has been persistent.
Okay, well, we're supposed to have safe passage to and from Elysium, so...
Yeah, but I still don't like being followed. Want me to lose them?
Can you do that?
I can do something of the sort. Anyone know the car Kit? It was really popular. You know what? Never mind. Just let me hop back there, and I unbuckle my seatbelt and kind of go in the back to be like, sorry, apologies, sorry, small car, pardon me, excuse me, sorry, and then I'm just gonna try and wriggle my way into the trunk.
You make enough way where luckily you're pretty thin, so you begin to shimmy your way into the back of the van, and it's less of a trunk, it's more of a full-length van, so you just manage to make yourself into a few more extra padded areas at the back end.
Acer, what are you doing?
It's kind of like a soccer mom's trunk, where you keep the dog and the soccer kids and the groceries.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna make a smoke screen, so drive however you want.
I don't...
And with that, I'm going to take
This
one of my pills,
exact moment.
put it in my mouth. Oh, shit. Okay.
The moment you say this, you look back and at the moment, but all of a sudden, Grayson, to your immediate right, blaring lights flare on the driver's side. I need you to go ahead and very quickly make a dexterity plus drive roll.
I will rouse the blood.
Go for it.
That was a success for my rousing.
As
So
time begins to slow down this moment, these brights coming ever bigger, something massive is coming straight towards you. You can't sure what the hell it is, but it's almost there.
So you said it's Dex.
Dex
and
plus drive.
Okay, extra there. Yes, that is 5 successes.
5 successes. That is
Thank you, Crit. I needed you, baby boy.
just enough. As you see these bright lights, you brake, gun, and turn. You take this van on the heavy side and almost Tokyo drift this, nearly colliding into another car right next to you and veer off onto an off-ramp just in time to see a massive bus slam just tail right off the backside of your tailgate, spinning you into a spiral. You barely right yourself in the vehicle, the car leaning over on the right side. And you barely begin to right yourself as you hear of the van itself, several tires bursting underneath you at the sheer impact, and you skid yourself to a halt. You spin around as that car behind you is now looking behind you. Acer, unfortunately, you are not wearing a seatbelt.
I get to ragdoll in the trunk.
And ragdoll, you so certainly fucking do. As everyone else is holding on, screaming and sweating, Acer doing whatever he can to right himself. But the moment the back of that front of that bus slams into the left side and that trunk begins to spin, I'm gonna take a pill.
Oh, God.
Acer, you take 2 points of superficial damage as you are just thrown left and right in the trunk. Your face smashed against glass. You feel your neck crack in strange places. You're impacting left sides as of just a sheer force of motion, just sending you like a ragdoll in the back of this hatchback. Grayson, as the car rights itself and you are now facing straight at your own pursuers, you see that car in front of you. The window, they pull up right in front of you as that bus just grinds up next to you as now it's making this almost L-shaped blockade around you. And 2 doors open in from the other side.
Acer's gonna just kind of mangled in the back like, yeah, protection, huh? Fuck this holiday.
I'm pulling out my gun.
Immediately as you pull out your gun, whoever's in the car is moving fast, instantaneous. You see 2 people jump out of the van very quick at the strange low-riding car in front of you, almost like a hearse even. They jump out almost the car immediately. You see one individual. He immediately comes out, eyes locked straight on you, Grayson. He throws both his handbags and snarls. You see long pointed fangs and claws begin to suddenly extend, and he begins charging. Another one immediately comes out the other side, and he leaps, instantly gone from view, before right on top of the van. What are you guys doing at this moment?
Rapid reflex. I'm shooting up exactly where I felt it land. And would that technically count as a trick shot? Because I'm not.
For rapid reflexes to shoot, this is going to be at a penalty. So I'll say for this, and it's already a called shot. So
gotcha.
I'll say I'll allow you to react, and you're going to be firing blindly right above you. So go ahead and make a Dex plus firearm is a -2 for a called shot, but I will allow your trick shot as you're trying to just spray through the top of the roof.
Okay. 8 dice, don't fail me now. Success. Should I take a picture of this?
Yeah, you're fine. I'll trust you.
Okay. So 6 successes.
6 successes. You release a full blast of your gun straight up. You feel as you just are now firing wildly into the ceiling. Bullet hole goes straight through the roof. You hear, fuck, shit! Tear it apart, quick! You hear the same voice shout out, Snowman, get this damn door open! As you see nails right above from those bullet holes stick straight in the top of this van. You hear the metal begin to pull. We are now in active combat. Crescent, as you took the first shot, we started with you. We're now moving on to Grayson. What are you doing at this moment?
I'm fucking putting that thing in drive and getting the hell out of there.
All right, for this, go ahead and make a dexterity plus drive. As right now, you have to make a thread, a very narrow gap behind you to put that reverse and get the hell out of here.
I'm rousing the blood.
Go for it.
Okay, I do get hungrier.
All right, you add 1 more hunger to yourself. As the dictator inside you just goes, ha ha, we got some action finally.
There's no decency less than this world. I'm going to spend a willpower to re-roll these.
Go for it.
Yo. Okay, that's better. 3 successes.
3 successes. Let's see if they can beat that. Okay, 3 successes. As you get pulling this, you feel that bus actually begin to pull back, and the car begins to scrape metal against metal from the guardrail on one side, the back of the bus on the other. You ain't getting a refund on this vehicle, as you can feel that paint just scrape away, but you begin to stuck and begin to start pulling around. You are actively into the start of escaping, but you've just barely managed to clear the gap. At this point, we're going to go ahead and go around to the next individual here. Let's see what they want to do. Okay, yeah.
This is great, guys.
So this is what we're going to do. As you begin pulling back, Grayson, another male individual, you see all of a sudden a blur go through the bus, back at the back end, just as you pull around, just in time to see claws extended, feral teeth shining, gold cat-like eyes down you, grab on the side of the vehicle, right on the driver's side, and he's going to strike straight through the window, straight towards you. So for this, you can either try to retaliate, or you can try and dodge.
I'm going to retaliate.
All right, how are you retaliating?
I'm going to kick the door off.
Okay, I'm going to say for this, go ahead and make a strength plus brawl.
Strength and brawl. Wait, so that's 7 successes.
7 successes. He's going to
That was
burn
with a crit.
He's going to burn a willpower. Let me see here. Take a mark of that. Forgive me. I don't know if you're juggling a little bit of stuff here. Nope. Okay. As you see this fist, this clawed hand just slam through the window glass, shattering right in front of you. He actually misses you and actually tries to go for the wheel as you begin to back up. In reaction to his leeway, slam into the side of the door, and it flies off the hinges. It goes taking off several feet away as metal and kindred light begin slamming through the pavement. How many successes did you have?
I had 7 successes with a
7
crit.
successes. So a margin of 3. Oof.
Trying to have a nice drive, damn it.
This is why we can't have nice things.
No.
Your vampire holidays suck.
It's not a holiday.
Okay.
I mean, Elysium does sound like a holiday.
As this one kid just comes skidding and flying up towards the center, you see a woman still on the front of this hearse-like vehicle as you begin pulling out. You actually see her now in your rear view mirror, Grayson, as you're slowly pulling out. She pulls up a submachine gun and begins holding it back, aiming and straight towards the entire car. Since you are driving and you're beginning to pull away, there's going to be a Dex plus drive, and this is going to hopefully mitigate any damage coming to anybody in this vehicle, as she's just spraying straight into the backside of this van.
Okay.
I'm still in the back, you crazy bitch.
I'm all in, so I'm going to try and rouse the blood again.
Go for it.
That is a success. I do not get hungrier.
Good.
Oh, come on, baby, come on. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, another 7.
She's going to go ahead and burn a willpower.
Leave me alone.
Fortunately, she beat you by a margin of 1 with a crit. As all of a sudden, the entire hail of bullets comes shredding through the back of this van. You stoop begin to start peeling out, but as you do, you feel like something's wrong. You feel metal grinding against asphalt as it seems this vehicle took a lot of damage when that bus hit. You're not able to turn quite as fast. The back of the van begins to kind of drift and slide almost sliding into the range. Acer, you're in the trunk. Straight tearing to the back of the trunk, you hear something, shit! As you see a straight bullet go straight over his shoulder, through the front of the windshield. You see holes appear in the part of the windshield just like Swiss cheese. Acer, unfortunately, you do take the brunt of this, as you take 4 points of superficial damage, halved to 2. As you were just pelted with bullets in the back.
I thought they said no weapons.
We're not.
What is with you people?
At this point, Sierra, she's just going to go ahead and just get down to the bottom of the seat. Just drive! drive! Is diving down at the bottom of the floorboard as best she can for cover as you see a bullet did ingrease Grace. There's a bit of that VTM begins to come down the front of her dress. Acer, you're the last of the roll since you got royally messed up.
Okay, question.
Yes.
There was a guy who hopped on the driver's seat, went for Grayson, he kicked him off.
Correct.
That guy on the roof, is he still there?
You don't know. You heard a shout of pain of some kind, but you didn't hear anything else.
Okay, can I look up? Because you did say he tore the roof out, right?
No, he didn't tear it off. But as you do look up, it's not that hard to see, but you actually do see long, almost feral-like claws, black and hooked, much like a wolf's or a dog or a bear of some kind, still embedded at the top of the roof as metal begins to like pulling back like a can opener.
Ah, that's great. I love today. Everything's fantastic. And I see the nails like inside, right?
You do see the nails poking through the actual, around the middle center of the van, right above where Sierra might usually be. It almost looks like it's tearing apart the top of the roof.
Okay. Fuck it. I can't do anything. I'm a weak boy. I'm going to kick the nails to see if I can dislodge them and make them fall off.
Okay, I'll say for this, go ahead and make a strength plus brawl.
2 successes. It's literally the best I can do.
You look up with the back of your feet as you lean backwards, a bit of blood coming out your backside. You've definitely hit the nails, but they now curl deeper into the top of the roof.
All right. I'm not the smartest man, but at least I can say I did a thing. I'm going to put my hand over and kind of wrap my hand around the middle seatbelt. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to open the trunk and I'm just going to pop it open and leave it open.
All right. You once, twice around the seatbelt and hold on as you press the small little tiny... It begins to painfully slowly open like any soccer mom's most annoying freaking hatchback that ever existed. Just as the van begins to kind of skid along. It's limping. It's not doing too great. We're going to come back down to the top unless you have anything else.
I'm going to shove a pill in my mouth and I'm going to wait.
Okay, you put the back in there and you are waiting. All right, moving to the top. As the van now is beginning to kick off down the highway, we are still in active conflict. You're not gaining speed very quickly as it feels like some of these tires in the back are kind of swerving and popped a little bit as the impact was heavy. Maybe the frame is slightly bent out of date. It's hard to say at this moment unless you guys really want to spend time to deal with it. Grayson, at the top of this conflict, it's not an action, but are you still trying to drive this vehicle away? You feel the back end of your van slipping and sliding as maybe the frame is not quite aligned properly. Maybe there's some tires popped in the back or maybe you're grinding metal. It's hard to say. You took a hard hit in the back with that bus.
If it's still functional, I'm trying to get the hell out of here.
Okay. I'm going to say as long as you're trying to maintain control of this vehicle, it's going to be at a severe penalty as it's not working with you very well. But you do gun it and back up and begin taking off. The top of the round here. Yeah, he's going to try and do it. He's going to go ahead and round for that. That's a success. I see you go ahead and activates prowess. It's more than enough. You guys hear painfully... As Acer, where you have now had the trunk lifted up, you now see a very large, burly individual with a set of like tribal, almost Himalayan tattoos come off one side. He's wearing this very thick, almost sweater-like blazer at the front of his chest with his arms exposed. And these are tree trunks of arms, almost skinhead fade on the side with a slight spiking up the front, frosted tips. He's got a nasty-ass scar at the front of one side of his face, almost maybe German or some kind of mixed European, but he looks down at you. Crescent, you're in the back seat. You see he looks down and sees eyes at you, and you guys both lock eyes. And you get that innocent vibe of fucking bruja.
Again?
As your eyes meet, you see there's a brief hesitation in your faces, and to your surprise, you recognize this man.
No.
It's the same man that ambushed the three of you outside the diner on your way to Hellboys. As he rips the top of this roof open and looks down inside and says, "Aye, peekaboo, short stuff. I'd like to settle our score now, but fortunately I got business to attend to. You're coming with me." As he
Rapid reflex.
What are you doing?
I'm next, right?
You're next after him. He's currently doing something. What are you doing with rapid reflexes?
Probably jumping in in between him and Syria and seeing if I can grab him.
So you're trying to throw yourself over her and just grab onto his arm.
Yep.
I'll say, okay, roll 2 dice. That's all you get.
1 success.
1 success.
Can I use a willpower on that?
You can to re-roll a Blake die if you wish.
Okay. Give me 1 second. And 2 successes.
2 successes. What I'll say for this, you were managed with rapid reflexes. You are on top of Syria. You're back to her as you could feel almost laying on top of the seat. You try to scrabble and grab onto it, but he literally just slaps you across the back of the face. Does no damage, as this was more of a reaction. He's not actually attacking you, but you're not able to grab a hold of him. But you now both are in the set of a struggle. You know what? You got his way. You're going to get in front of his actual attack. You can look at you like, oh, fuck. You know, you fuckers are really fucking annoying. He's going to rear back and come straight down on top of you with this heaving punch straight towards your sternum. You can't try and dodge. You can try and retaliate, but what are you doing right now?
I will try and retaliate.
How are you retaliating?
I'm just trying to protect Serena at this point.
So you're just trying to deflect his blow?
Yes.
Okay, so this is more of a dodge. So go ahead for this.
Okay.
I'll say strength plus athletics.
I just didn't want to leave her in the way.
Of course.
2 success.
2 successes. Fortunately, not enough, as he beats you with a margin of 4.
Oh,
As you try your best to time it just right, you do feel your hand make contact, but your hand just travels with you as like a fucking train just slams you straight in the sternum. You feel your chest cave in ever so slightly, bones crack. It is the margin of 4. You take 2 points of superficial damage. I just get the hell out of my way, you fucking Diablerus! Get the hell out! It's the end of his round. Crescent, you're up.
Now can I get a hold of him?
You're gonna try and touch and oblivion him?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and try. Please make your rouse check.
Yeah. Oh, good. Success.
Perfect.
I'm trying to add up this dice pool. +1, plus. Got it.
All right, how do you got?
9.
9 successes. Come on. He's gonna try and burn a willpower.
Oh, I can do that too!
If you so choose.
Yes! I do choose. I want more.
Burn.
Okay. You burn another willpower.
10 successes.
10 successes.
That's the highest I've ever rolled.
And rolled indeed you did. So, as you are kind of in this midst of this struggle, this hand-to-hand combat, he's holding on to one part of the actual top of the rooftop of the actual van as you are beginning to gain speed. He's holding on this claws, digging straight into the side of the metal. He's rearing forward, trying to get you out of the way, trying to get a hold of Sierra, as she is just taking cover behind you. You take a deep pulse. You feel that vibe taking up, eyes flare black. Time slows. Where are you trying to touch him?
I will try and go both hands.
One hand is currently on top of the roof, so you can't quite reach that. So you go for one.
Got it.
You reach out, grab by the hand, and there's a sudden feedback of hit as you make contact. He screams and fuck! He rears back suddenly as you see the entire end of his hands burn all the way up to the side of his elbow, just singeing this black smoke coming off the side of his arm as you make contact with your oblivion. As he takes 2 points of aggravated damage.
Okay.
And suffers a crippling injury. I'll say with this, he's going to go ahead and make a strength check to even see if he can hold on to the side of this truck or this van, as it's now beginning to pick up speed. Okay. So, as he rears it back in pain, you actually feel him slip a bit, and you see his claws still digging into the front of the van, on the top of the van above you, Crescent. But as the van begins to speed, suddenly claws give way. You see, if you look behind Acer, he flies over. You see him appear behind the van and begins skidding across the pavement, skipping stones on the asphalt as Grayson, you begin to drive off. Also take a bit more damage off of that. Grayson, those bright lights are back. As you look behind you, this is not over. As you see that bus, is coming straight up on your tail very quickly. What are you doing?
Oh,
How
good.
far are
My
we from
turn.
the asylum?
Right now from Elysium?
Yes.
You guys are just now starting to hit the exit pass that would lead you off towards Core Seattle. If you try to hit this exit, you start getting into the city. If you start hitting on the highway, you still keep going on the highway and make the long way around.
I am going into the city.
You're going to take the exit?
Yeah, because I think the freeway is going to take too long.
Okay, so you're going to try and lose this bus into the city.
I'm going to try, yes.
Okay, so what I'm assuming unless you want to correct me if I'm wrong, you're trying to hit that exit just the last second. So that way you basically split off.
Yes, and he's in a bus, so it's very unlikely he makes that.
That is also true. I will warn you.
Broken bus.
I will warn you. You are also in a heavily damaged vehicle. Control is not your best option, but it's simply possible.
I can't stay on the freeway. I think Acer, Crescent, you agree?
I agree. I agree. We gotta get out.
Yep, we're getting off the highway.
All right. Okay, go ahead and roll a Dex plus Drive minus 3 dice.
I will rouse, so at least I have 2.
Go for it.
Success.
Good.
Excuse me. Okay, that is still 2 successes.
2 successes. So, I warned you. It was very slim odds. You needed 3. However, this last moment, you were having some flashbacks. You could try to win this at a cost. I cannot guarantee that you're going to be able to clear this exit as the divider is rapidly coming up. I cannot guarantee you're going to hit this exit cleanly, and your passengers are not going to be affected, as currently Crescent is the only one actually not in a seatbelt, as she is covering Sierra. Sierra is also not in a seatbelt. Sierra's not in a Sierra. Sierra is not in a seatbelt. And Acer has his arm wrapped around a seatbelt with the back of the hatch open. So you can win at a cost, or you can last second peel away.
Well, peeling away means we stay on the freeway, and it takes longer to get there.
You stay on the freeway, you don't take the risk, and you just deal with the bus behind you, as you won't lose or gain any ground. But if you take this exit, it may put your friends in danger.
Okay. Are there a lot of cars on the freeway right now?
Currently, there are some cars that you are rapidly passing. Currently, you are next to take this exit. You don't see like you're going to hit anybody. It's more about as you begin to turn into this exit, you feel your back tires kind of skip hopping and fishtailing, and you get the sense that that back hatch is going to fucking slam against that barrier hard. You might be able to correct it and keep yourself going down the exit, but that car's going to get hit.
Got this, Grayson.
You know what? Let's see how fucking crazy they are. We're still taking the off ramp.
All right, simple enough.
It's time for the experiment to begin.
All right, let me go ahead and roll a drive check with this guy before we get into some real action.
Can I at least say something to my friends behind me?
I will say you definitely can go ahead and say something.
As I kind of tilt my head a little bit, seeing this, like kind of a wicked smile on Grayson's face. Hold on to something.
Okay. Not enough. As you make this turn, you feel the entire back end of the van actually slam hard against the barrier. You ride it and keep going. But that moment, it throws all of you to one side and the other, give you sharp whiplash. I'm going to need Crescent and I'm going to need Acer to go ahead and give me a Strength plus Athletics just to hold on and not be get thrown out of the vehicle or thrown through a window at the hard impact, as you guys are driving very fast and you just hit that barricade hard.
Strength?
Yes, Strength plus Athletics, add 1 die. I'll go ahead and reward you all for the risk.
Okay, 2 successes.
2 successes, okay.
Okay, I will also burn a willpower because fuck whatever I just got.
Okay.
I'm guessing that was bad.
I should have taken Rudy.
Rudy would have been helpful.
What?
Dude, Rudy would have been good.
Look at this
Rudy
guy.
Really good at driving.
Oh my
I
god.
burnt a willpower for nothing. This is great. I love my life. Everything's fantastic. It's sunshine and rainbows over here.
I mean,
So it is not only a failure, it is a critical failure.
Bestial?
Is it a bestial failure?
Bestial. Yeah,
Like the skull?
it's a bestial.
If
Yeah,
you-
it's a skull. It's a skull.
Okay. So this is what happens.
Can I at least choose how I get thrown out? Can I get thrown out towards the bus?
Well, that's actually what was about to happen.
of course it was.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is what you all see in this slow motion. Grayson, you feel this fishtail slam. You feel the entire van lean over to one side. You basically collide it. Kristen, catch yourself as you're thrown to one side. You slam your head hard. You see stars for a moment. You do take 1 point of superficial damage. You slam at almost 60 miles an hour on one side of the car. Your entire head whiplashing. Acer?
Oh dear.
Hello.
You were tossed left and right like a rag doll, and that seatbelt just slips out of your hand. Just in time for Grayson, you see behind you as you look in the rearview mirror as you call loud. That bus tries to turn, can't make the turn, and slams into that barrier, dead center head on, slamming down in the middle of it, splitting that engine wide open. You see the kindred inside fly through the windshield, soar through the air just as the bus blows up straight behind it, propelling him forward. And at the same time, Acer tumbles backwards out the back of the trunk, hits asphalt. In this moment, Acer, you do take 3 points of superficial damage.
Okay.
As you see, Acer is flung from the back of the vehicle, and as soon as you hit the bottom of that pavement, you feel your flesh grind against the asphalt, blood just coming down the side of this road burn. You feel that fury coming again. Oh, that pain. That pain just wells up in you. And that feral fury comes back. You are suffering from your feral compulsion once again. You just kind of slide out acid for tea kettle. Your clothes are ruined. You have this massive red mark down the front of your face. You feel blood trickling, there's gravel and asphalt in you. And you look up just to see in time as the heat of that explosion blasts over and you duck down just instinctively. That kindred soars over you, bounces off one of the guardrails, and rolls over onto the asphalt. Just,
By some miracle, do I still have the pill in my mouth?
it is most certainly in your mouth.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and eat that fucker.
Go ahead and make a rouse check.
Thanks, skull. Success.
Is enough. You do not get hungrier, but that fury, that unending rage, rip and tear like an animal, is still there. This fog just begins to erupt out of you once again. You don't really have the mental capability to make very clear decisions. You just see red, feral haze in front of you. It's very hard to think clearly. You think, ow, you caused this. This is your fucking fault. And he's on the ground.
All right, well,
Or sorry,
in that
she's on the
case-
ground.
well, in that case, I'm just going to run towards her, kind of grab on top of her, and slit her fucking neck.
You're going to try.
I'm assuming I have those claws out, right?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and make a strength plus brawl.
That's 2 successes.
2 successes. Check here. She will go ahead and make a rouse check for this. She succeeds.
More than likely, she's going to bump me off because my ass can't fight.
Grayson!
3. Can you potentially roll higher?
No, because I can't rouse. So,
Okay. You leap on top of your claws instead of this feral savagery, your entire silhouette being covered. She looks up at the last like, fuck! She rolls out of the way, landing up on all fours. You see her arm is kind of twisted and bent in a strange, odd angle. She looks at you just panting, large, extended, almost sharpened rows of like shark-like teeth in front of her as she sees you with just wide-eyed fear in her eyes. She is in a frenzy at the moment. As she's looking around at her options, she sees you. She sees a burning bus behind you. She's in a lot of pain. You missed your attacks, unfortunately, unless you're doing anything else. It's the end of your turn.
Yeah, because I can't attack again, so I'm just going to sit there, cast Snarl at her, and all she's just going to see is just this mist with, like, glowing red eyes.
In this moment, conflict is now starting potentially to verve into location. Grayson, you saw all this happen. Crescent, you're too dazed to really make any decisions. Seer is just screaming on the floor as you're sliding down the end of this exit. But Grayson, you were managed to see this in slow motion as you getting into make to that end of that exit. What are you doing in this moment? You have made your escape, but Acer's lost behind you. You could try and stop, but that could give time for the other two to catch up.
Am I within view of Acer?
You do see Acer. He's maybe about, say, 60 to 80 feet away from you. Hard to say. The vehicle is still moving.
Okay, let me check one thing. I mean, I'm at a distance, so I'm going to slow down a little bit and see if I can compel him.
Okay. I'll say since this is all kind of happening all at once in this extreme moment, you're able to barely just make out him before... Actually, that mist is coming out as instantaneous. I'll say for this, I want you to go ahead and give me a wits and awareness roll, -2, to see if you can still make out his form and see him. Because it does say you have to be able to see him, correct?
I do have to make eye contact.
Okay. I'll say for this, then that roll is to say if you can, it is all this instantaneous motion. There's a lot of this craziness happening at once. You're able to see if you can just look up just in time or if that haze envelops his face.
Okay, so it is...
So wits plus awareness -2.
So wits... awareness... So -2, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so that... I mean, it's... Okay. I had 1 success.
1 success. Is there any way you could try and get more?
Not with... I only have 1 die. Could I rouse?
You could rouse the blood for an additional die.
I'll try and rouse, I guess.
Go for it.
I do not get hungrier.
Good. The dictator is just enjoying the show quietly.
That only equates to 2 successes.
2 successes? That's just enough.
Let's try. Oh!
It's not necessarily a hard task, as you do see him in the rearview mirror, and you watch this happen. You were prepared for him to suddenly something happen, but you had to just time it just right as you, for a very split second, are able to make eye contact. What are you doing with your compel?
Acer, van, now! And I point to the van.
Okay, I need you to go ahead and do a charisma plus dominate. Acer, this is going to be for you, as you are kindred. Barely, but you are kindred. This is going to be your intelligence plus resolve at a 3 dice penalty.
Oh, thank God. I was going to say that's so much.
Well, you're unfortunately, due to your compulsion, there's a hard penalty to any type of mental manipulation.
I actually want to fail this one, so I'm kind of glad it's a 3 dice penalty.
Fortunately, you don't know where this is coming from. You just hear this voice in the void of red haze in your mind, and it's trying to penetrate through your fury.
It doesn't fucking matter. 0.
3 successes.
Brilliant. As you both square up, you begin kind of sizing each other up. You hear Grayson just shout out,
Acer, van, now!
All of a sudden, you have this inescapable urge as this prey in front of you. But that voice that just heard in your mind, you gotta get to that van. You gotta do it now.
And with that, I'm just going to run straight towards her, almost as if I was going to attack, but just freaking bolt past her and straight to the van.
She looks like she's about to duck and ready to defend yourself as you decide to step right past her. You're able to spin around her in this feral speed and just almost all fours, Grayson. You actually watch, he runs more animal-like vampire. Just leaps, grabs onto the side of the van, right over where the trunk is now lifting up, and swings himself back into the trunk.
And I'm going. If I know he's on there, I'm going. And he has the mist still going, right?
Yep, the mist is still going.
Oh, yeah,
They just have
the mist
this
is still
fog just billowing out behind the van. I'll say for this, as you peel away out of this exit, you see that strange kindred behind you, feral, obviously gangrel of some kind, look to you with wide eyes. All of a sudden, a secondary explosion from the bus just sends her on her feet, and you hear her just screech as she just leaps out of the way, running into the darkness, off quickly not to be seen, as the entire bus begins to just erupt into a fireball. And you get hitting to the main street of the city, bypassing stoplights, turning left and right. For the overall sense of trying to keep this thing under control in a very tight city, I need one more Dex plus drive with a -2 penalty this time.
I will rouse, so at least I have 2. I do not get hungrier.
Good. Some lucky rolls tonight.
That is enough. 2 successes.
2 successes, just enough for this case. As you, like a glove, up against a fire hydrant, you feel the van slam the fire hydrant as water begins to spray off the side of the far rapid blast. As we come to the tail end of the scene, and things begin to calm. Hey, sir, you start to catch yourself as you're just holding on like a cat in fucking terror, just holding onto the back of this trunk, digging your nails with the upholstery. You begin to simmer down. Crescent, make a wits plus awareness roll for me.
What's awareness?
Yes.
And as I calm down, the mist does fade.
And you just see Grayson, as you kind of take a second to get a sense of surroundings, you're kind of dizzy from that last spiral out. You see Acer just holding on, just full starfish in the back of the trunk, nails digging into the upholstery and the roof of the entire van. His outfit, if it was bad before, you might be able to go with gutter chic at this point, because he has a skid mark from the side of his face down his chest. His shirt is just ripped open in the front. Part of his pants is just torn at the knees. His shoes are gone.
Why is it every time we're invited to a fucking party, I show up looking like I just went through a fucking sawmill?
Grayson, slowly turning towards him, trying to let go of the steering wheel, which he's probably bent a little bit.
Oh, it's you out at this point. It used to be a steering wheel. Now you almost turned it into handlebars. Crescent, what was that roll? 5 successes. In the midst of this conversation, as you're kind of get to your eyes and you feel Sierra is still there, you're shaking. I was close, and she's still there. And something hits you. And you go wide-eyed. You smell gas.
Guys,
What?
get out of the van. Get out of the van. I'm going to immediately grab Sierra.
As soon as she says that, I'm out.
Sierra. I'm grabbing Sierra and getting out.
All right, you're rapid reflexing out?
Rapid reflex. Yes.
Through the window, you grab her, straight out the window, rapid reflexes. Acer, what are you doing?
Getting the fuck out.
All right, for saying this, rapid reflexes saves you from a roll, Crescent, but I'm going to need, go ahead, Grayson and Acer, give you a Dex plus Athletics here, as you're trying to get the hell out.
I mean, I don't have a door if that helps.
That does help you. Go ahead and add one to your die.
Can I get one too, since the back is open?
Also true, add 1 die.
Yeah.
What was it? Dex and what?
Dex and Athletics.
Dex and athletics. Okay, fine. All right, that's 3. That's 3.
3 successes.
Yes.
Oh, can I be Rudy again?
What'd you get?
I got a 1. This is kind of ridiculous.
You got 1 success?
I liked Rudy better. I got 1 success.
Do you have any
better than
way
none.
to get 1 more success?
Yeah. Let me burn another willpower.
All right, go ahead and burn a willpower.
Well, that's what I needed. All right, that turned into a crit, so 4 success.
Brilliant.
Magic.
That's all you needed, because just in the nick of time, Crescent gone, and the second you both make eye contact and hear gas, the smell is just as it hit your nose as Grayson, you see from the front of your engine of spark and smoke, and you both just leap as fast as you can out. There's like explosion, danger, now, whoosh! You tuck and roll off the other side, just barely missing it as you turn over just in time with your head covered to see Acer has thrown himself about maybe 30 feet in the opposite direction, backflipping, sticking the landing just as... Luckily,
I'm completely body blocking
she is just fucking holding on to you. Dale's digging aside that she is just shaking beyond belief, doing everything she can to risk terror frenzy. Luckily, it's big fire, and it caused all of you to flinch just out of reaction and take cover, but you're far enough away where you're able to kind of hold off on some of the fear. As you all kind of take stock for a moment to realize that this just happened. More complications.
What the hell was that?
As Grayson kind of stands himself up and
You reach your face and you find that your glasses are gone.
what? No, not again. Not again. I'm gonna look around.
It's not too hard.
Grayson, you realize kindred, you don't need those anymore, right?
You still look?
I still look.
Go ahead and make a quick wits and awareness roll, please.
Wits and awareness.
Principle of the thing.
I'm gonna try and heal 2 of my superficial, please.
Go ahead and make 2 rouse checks for your mend.
I will
One.
also try and mend. This is
2.
Go ahead and
I
roll.
healed both. Yay.
Well, you heal regardless, but do you get hungrier?
Yes. 3 successes.
Okay. You succeed on both your rouse checks, Acer?
Yeah.
Good.
No hungrier.
Good. As you feel that road rash begin to... How much damage do you currently have left on you?
I have 3 aggravated damage.
Well, the lesser skid marks begin to peel away, but you do see that there's just some deep tearing of redness. Where there used to be skin, you can actually see muscle and sinew kind of slightly undulating underneath the flesh. Your body is much more toned now that you're kindred, but you see those cores just kind of vibrating a bit underneath the very paper-thin amounts of flesh of the more serious wounds. Most of your face is pretty good, though, now. Crescent, do you get hungrier?
I didn't get to roll. Am I just rolling 1 dice for that? I'm at 4 superficial, so...
You try and mend as much as you want.
I will try and mend twice since my mend amount is 2.
All right, 2 rouse checks. As in this moment, as she's doing that, Grayson, you scrounge around almost like Velma, but at least you can see. And you're like, there it is.
Perfect.
Put him on. Pink! One of the lenses fly out.
Just, I close the lenses and I put them back into my pocket.
With that roll, it was hard. If you do see the lens lands not too far away, it doesn't shatter.
Oh, I gingerly pick up the lens and I put it with the glasses in my inner pocket.
With a little lens crafter, it might be okay. Maybe.
Goodness.
What's your rolls, Crescent?
I succeeded both.
Awesome. You go ahead and heal 4 of those damage. That you feel your
All
sternum.
healed.
You feel your sternum. Oh, that's better. Ow. Thank God you can't go into torpor from bone shards. Surprisingly enough, your dress is pretty much unaffected. A little dirty, a little ruffled, but luckily you wear dark colors. You had more of a bludgeoning problem than necessarily dress problems. But in this moment, Acer looks like shit. You all are a bit worse for wear, a little dirty, a little scratched up, a little banged up one way or another. Sierra is definitely just blood red tears falling down the side of her face. Her hair is just in an all disheveled mess.
I'll continue to hold her.
I'll go up to her and offer her my handkerchief.
She shakes, takes out. Can we go, please?
We absolutely can. I'm gonna put my hand behind her and we're moving.
Ace, are you following with them?
I'm gonna hesitate for a sec and kind of look back, still feeling that little twinge of anger.
Acer,
And
we'll get them back. We will get them back.
I'm fine. Thanks, cousin. let's just fucking go. And I just tear off whatever's left of the shirt and just throw it behind me.
Just shirtless now, just covered in road rash. You begin to join the group. Just you guys begin to hear sirens coming from the distance of all sides. You guys definitely made a scene. As you all begin to navigate yourself into the alleyway, trying to escape the situation as quickly as you can. And with that chaos still very recent, we're going to go ahead and pull a pause on it for now. We're going to call it a night. It is midnight. That's in our time. But for now, everyone, our coterie, yet again, and it's for the sake of these delegates, at least now delegate, have gone through hell and high water. But every night that goes on, more questions come to the surface. Why are these delegates so important beyond being the Sombra? Who is gunning for these people constantly? Why did Malakoff break away from the group? What's his agenda? And why did he choose not to be here by some decision the Sierra is not aware of? Is Sierra telling the truth? That's another question. But the biggest question of all is who were the assailants that attempted so hard to take Sierra with such vigor, to even risk the very sanctity of the masquerade in public, to be willing to cause so much chaos and damage, to throw caution to the wind and do whatever it took? These are questions that persist in the air, and perhaps questions you'll get answers to the next time. But for now, keep your eyes peeled, everyone. The darkness always surrounds us wherever we go. And we'll see you all next Sunday. But for now, have a good night.